there?
I think it's always been there in some capacity.
Oh, shit. Hey, everybody. This is Jason.
And somewhat under the weather, Bill.
Yeah, with another episode of Nothing's for No One. And we have a special guest, Mr. Sean Daly, here to join us.
Winner of the Warford Raffle last night.
Oh, man.
Yeah, fuck, I forgot you
awesome,
won that
yeah.
shit.
I know. I kind of felt bad about it because I was like, beforehand, I was
It's rigged.
joking.
Yeah, I heard a bunch of people be like, that was rigged.
And then, someone yelled that from behind.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
It's really
shit.
funny.
And then I got the record, and Max handed it to me, and there's like these autographs on there. And I was like, that's sick that I have my friend's signature.
I don't remember signing that one. I was like,
Oh,
why
really?
is it
They're all there.
Yeah. I was
So
like,
you guys
where
signed
the
it
fuck is
prior?
this one? Well, we did like this. The raffle was my idea because I was like, we just did like an online one because we put like a mailing list together.
Yes,
and
I saw that.
So we did like a contest for people to like win a vinyl online, and I was like, that's cool. I was like, I could use this as a promotional
I
tool.
got tagged in that one. That's why I knew about it.
Okay.
Yeah, a friend of ours.
Yeah. So like I was like, oh, we should do one at the show and get more people to come out. And like we did not execute it the most proper we didn't really think it out until last minute. But my plan was initially going to be like, you could just go up to the vinyl, put your name in the jar, and then like you could enter to win. But if you bought any merch item, that would be eligible for you
For
to
a
put your
double
name.
chance,
Yeah,
right?
for a double chance.
Yeah, I thought I saw something like that.
That's what it said online, but
But you did not do that.
I don't think anybody remembered to do it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So,
All right. Just do it
but
again.
I'm glad Sean won it. Like, that's
me
cool.
too.
Hell yeah,
I kind
man.
of felt guilty because I was just like, I was, oh shit. I was
Okay.
like, I was totally ready to just buy the record when I didn't win the raffle.
Oh, fuck it, man.
That
There you
works
go,
out,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. Dude, last night was
And he won a
killer.
chance to be on the podcast. That's part of it. We don't
Yeah.
say that, right?
Yeah, dude. Last night was perfect, dude.
Dude, that was, if I could describe that show, fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Front
man.
to back, man. It was great.
Yeah,
That was
all
hands
the
down a
bands
phenomenal
killed
show.
it. There were so many people that showed up.
I'm glad Wounds opened that because it really set the pace for the show. Because like they killed it, they were so fucking good. And you're like, all right, the rest of the show's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Like if that's your opener, it's gonna be good. You know?
Dude, every time I see Nate
So they set that bar, which
play
is great.
drums too, I'm just like, why do I even try?
You know what?
He's so
Like,
good.
Unfortunately, I don't listen to that band as much as I probably should. But when you get to see them live and hear the songs, I kind of forgot like how much they fucking like groove.
Yeah,
And
there's
it's
a
so
shitload of
good.
groove.
Like they're so good when they groove together because they're so fucking tight.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I
Yeah,
love
all
it.
those
Yeah.
cymbal chokes he does, and I'm just like,
So
God
good.
damn,
Like,
dude.
It's like, don't get me wrong, Nate can blast for fucking days, and he's amazing
Yeah.
at it. Like one of the best.
Yeah.
But when like the whole like rhythm section is just tight together,
Yeah.
just jamming out, it's so good.
Franco
I love
actually
it.
sounded really good with them, too.
Really good. Yeah.
Yeah, Franco, you'll never listen to this, but you surprised me,
Yeah.
damn dirty.
They weren't so good, Franco, that I was too tired to watch the rest of the show. Even sick, I still managed to watch the whole show.
Yeah, man, you still sound sick, dude.
I sound horrendous. I'm really on the back end of a NyQuil coma right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Which
shit.
sucks. I slept through 2 alarms and 3 cats.
Damn.
And then woke up pretty much to you. Like,
I'm sorry, man. I
No,
should've
it's not
given
your
you a-
fault. It's all good.
Because I was thinking about giving you a heads up when I was on the way to pick up Sean, but I was like, no, Bill will be there.
Usually I'm very professional.
Yeah.
Today was not the day. Yeah. No,
And you know what? I
hope.
fucked up too
I don't live
because
far, thank God.
I put Sean Daly in my Google Calendar, but I didn't put it on the Nothing's for No One calendar.
I got the heads up, but
I did put it in the Nothing's for No One calendar?
But my reminders remind me a day before is usually how I do it, so that I can be like, okay, tomorrow's the day. No, and then
Well,
so I
shit.
saw it and I was like, oh, tomorrow, done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're here now.
But yeah, it all worked out. Yeah,
Fucking
thank God I don't
Sean,
live
yeah.
like super far away, so it worked out.
Dude, thanks for coming on the show.
Dude, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of you.
So, give the listeners a little background on you. You're a recording engineer and a musician.
This is true. These are both true facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True statements.
True statements. Absolutely.
Not
I thought it'd be
lies.
cool because we'd rarely have engineers on this show. I mean, we have had a couple, like we did the Warforged engineer episode, but
That was the coolest one. That
Yeah.
was like nerd central. Like if anybody's out there that is an engineer in some regard, even if you're a studio, like home studio guy, it's a great episode to listen to because like they just go off and it's the best. Like we barely talk because it's like it's just them going back and forth like, oh, what'd you do for this and this and that? Because they all worked on it together, but
That's
at
awesome.
separate times, So like it was fun to see them kind of like, oh, how'd you do this? How'd you do that? So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Bill's like, you're an engineer to a certain degree. You've done records before and like recorded bands, but see, you know shit. And like like they'll talk and I'm just like, huh? Like, I don't know what the fuck anybody's like. I'm so like unversed in that shit.
Second language for you, for sure.
Just like, okay. Yeah, I know some stuff from being around it so long, but
for sure. Like once you start doing like so many records, like as a musician, then like some of that stuff you just pick up.
You just
obviously,
get stuck to you.
Oh yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
So what was the last completed project that you did that was put out? Was it the Voymaton EP or demo?
The last one, the most recent one to be released that I worked on, I was the tracking engineer for an EP called Gnaw by the Tomblands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's one of Joe's bands, right?
Yeah. They've got like the two drummer situation.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. How did you track that? Together?
Well, that was like the idea at the beginning because I thought it'd be super sick to have both kits set up facing each other and then just utilize like one set of room microphones in between the two of them.
Oh man, that's cool.
And they're really, both of those drummers are really, really good. And I know I know those guys from Joe, and I've done some of his other bands. And he's like a drum instructor, and I believe like he was a drum major in college and stuff like that.
Oh, shit! So he's like the real deal.
That guy's like legit as fuck.
Yeah, he's a very technically good drummer. He's just, I mean, he's a great dude, anyways. But like that's that. And then like the other drummer, he's a professional drummer. I don't think he has a job. I think he just has a series of bands that he's in.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
And I want to think that he. I want to think that he used to give like drum lessons and stuff at some school of rock or something like that, but I could be wrong on that. But anyways, so initially I wanted to have like these kits facing each other, and then because they're super synced up live, like they're just like on it. And then so like I wanted to have just like one set of room mics in between so I could capture all that. And then Nick, their vocalist who mixed the record, wanted to nix that idea because he thought like drum editing would be
probably
harder.
A goddamn nightmare.
It would be problematic. And then like, but that depends on how far deep you want to get into that. Because like if you want to just do those drums live and just get them, then that's one thing. But so we ended up doing one drummer at a time. Like
how do they choose which one goes first? Is it the flip of the coin or what?
No, one of them just didn't show up.
All right, that's an easier way to decide.
So then Joe was like, well, I guess I will set up my stuff and let's do this. So we used the same shells, just swapped out cymbals and snare drums was basically.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Then, and that was cool. Like I definitely wanted to use the same like bass kit with like the kick drum and the toms so that there wasn't any like, like any sort of weird clashing frequency, like whatever, like, Tom's tuned to C and then the other one's like A flat, whatever, just accidental.
So that's what I want to ask. Here's comes in my stupidity. So let me take you back to the year of, honestly, probably like not super long, probably like high school. Let's say high school. Long enough ago now, actually, almost 10 years ago. But I'm a drummer.
Okay.
I don't have any formal education and like I used to take guitar lessons when I was a kid, but like I don't know anything about tone recording or anything at all. I mean, especially then, a lot less than I do now. My band in high school, we were a metal band, but like the guys in our band, like our group was not very gear savvy, but we like, my guitarists both play 8-string guitars because of bands like Meshuggah and After the Burial. We were like, right. So, they both bought Spider like 4 and the half stacks, but it was like
the good old Line 6 stuff.
I was always just like, and in my head, I always used to think like, until I joined In His Honor, the band that became Warforged eventually after a long period of time, I always thought like, oh yeah, both guitarists probably want to have a very similar tone, so it sounds really tight, right? And then like, I talked to my bass player because like, this is how I discovered it. We, like In His Honor and Warforged, we use Guitar Pro, the tablature application all the time.
Yeah.
And when my old high school band did it, it was the same guitar sound setting, but the guys in His Honor were and Adrian now especially, were so finicky about making the Guitar Pros like perfect. They would choose different Guitar Pro like MIDI tones for each guitar. And I was like, I remember one day I just asked our old bass player, I was like, why do you do that? And he was like, dude, because you don't want the guitars to sound the same. Like it's ridiculous. And I was like, oh.
You don't?
Like, in my head, I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense, and that's really cool. And I was like, and it's such a, you know what I mean? It's like a common practice thing where it's like, like,
I mean, it depends too. I mean, some dudes do that where it's like they have identical rigs with the intention of like, oh, the rhythm section is going to be perfectly tight and like sonically the same. Makes things a little bit easier, I guess, from like a mixing standpoint, you know? Yeah. But then the opposite of it is that you do cover a bigger spectrum of sound, which that could be a nightmare too for an engineer, because it's like, oh fuck, this guitar is all the high end, this one's all the low, you know, and it's like it becomes a balancing act. So
I mean, it's like preference. Like I think one way or the other. I don't think there's like a right or wrong.
Okay,
because
I gotcha.
For the like the first couple of Dead of Winter records back in the day, we did. We used the other guitarist Mike. We used his 5150 for all the like gain tracks, and it was but we used different guitars. So he had like a Gibson Nighthawk, and I had an SG, and the pickups were very different. So there wasn't the same tone, but it was kind of almost identical. And then for the clean tones, we used my Marshall, but we used the same settings like on both of those amps. And I think it sounds okay.
I'm such an idiot that I would go to shows and I would watch bands play and be like, why don't they have the same amp?
Oh, really? That's funny.
I'm a fucking moron. It was until I was like 17 until I realized I was like, wait a minute.
I mean, some bands do that just because they're endorsed by that company.
But like still, there's like little differences. You know what I mean? Like I remember Killswitch was endorsed by Laney for a minute. You remember that?
They've gone through their fair share.
Yeah, I saw them when they were playing on Laney's, and like they both had different like. I mean, they were both Laney's, but I'm sure they were both different types of Laney heads. And I was just like, why aren't they just playing the same one? Like I didn't get it, and I was like, oh, because I'm a fucking idiot. That's why. So,
no, not necessarily. But, like I understand.
My question was, I wanted to relay this to what you said about recording two drummers, because the only band I could think of that I know of that has two drummers is like the Melvins, and I don't really listen to them that much. Right. So like, would you want more of like a similar tone drum wise if there's going to be two drum tracks going on?
I personally wanted to work with the same kick drum and the same tom tones. Because then the cymbals are going to make a huge difference for like the, constant atmosphere behind the drums anyways. And then the snare drum is going to be its own thing. Yeah. But really though, it was more of it wasn't the tone that I was going for. It was that actual like tuning, because because they do things where they'll take a lot of influence from a band called the OCs. For them, they're kind of like like a psychedelic alternative band sort of thing.
Okay.
Like very different. And so they do the same thing. Not really. That's a big influence on them. But so I wanted the drums were going to be panned hard left and right.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I was curious about the stereo imaging. Yeah. All right, that's cool.
Yes.
All right.
And so there wasn't really going to be anything up the center as far as the drums go.
Interesting.
So then, so they do things where one of them will start a fill, the other one will end the fill, and then they'll do things where they like sync up and they're doing like the same drum beat on some like groovy droney parts, although it's not like droney like doomy. It's like very like psychedelic, like ethereal, like groove sort of thing going on. And they'll like sync up and then they'll do the same exact fills. And so like I thought that if they used totally different shells, then there would be it could sound weird, like with
probably a lot of weird wavering going throughout. Yeah, like unless they're tuned perfectly the same.
If the pitches are different, then it's going to be like, and they're doing that, it's going to sound a little wonky and whatever as like the toms are going around.
It's kind of like how like me and Nate use the same guitar for all the rhythm tracks on our album.
Yeah.
It's because we didn't want to worry about intonation with another guitar and all that stuff. So it was like, all right, if it's the rhythm, one guitar, call it a day.
Do you remember which guitar you used?
Yeah, my PRS, the 22. Yeah.
The one, the
custom
cherry
22.
burst one? Yeah. Duh, not the one you just got.
It's not possible. We can't go back in time.
That's very true.
Would you? You say that now.
I don't know, man. I do like that new guitar, and I like the pickup in it. I'm still trying to. Unfortunately, I did get sick this week, so hearing is a bit of an issue for me right now. Everything sounds like I'm underwater, so I'm like, yeah, I guess it sounds good. I don't know. Like, fuck. Yeah. Like, it really sucks. So I gotta, once this cold wears off and I can really play it, we'll know. So.
Yeah.
But it seems like the new one is, but it's the new one. So I don't know if I have like the new relationship energy towards it where I'm like, I love this new guitar and the old one is just there. You know, like I got to really play them for a little bit.
Yeah, I hear you.
They're not too far different from each other, you know, as far as like the feel goes. But yeah, we'll see in time.
Yeah, I feel you for sure.
See how I feel in like a couple weeks.
Man. Also, I want to say it now before I forget, but R.I.P. Vic's Drum Shop.
That's fucking crazy.
yeah.
we were talking about
they're
that.
now apparently they're going to be an online store only, but they're going to have like a little repair shop out of the music garage.
So
from
they
what it
still have
sounded
that
like.
little spot or whatever.
They're closing the entire showroom, apparently, is what I read on their post.
Which part is the showroom? Like if you walk in, is it to the right?
I think it's like the main,
Is that
that
room?
main
Okay.
store room.
So then they're just gonna move in the old symbol room.
I don't know. I have no idea what the plan is
I
there,
haven't been
but
there in
I'm
a while.
like
That's a bummer.
heartbroken, dude. So, come on, Vic.
Where's Vic now?
He's gone, man.
Well,
he's been gone
for a
yeah,
while.
yeah.
I'm just curious where he ended up.
I don't know. I don't
Didn't
know
he
what
come
he's doing.
from Palatine, right?
He used to run the drum pad.
Yeah, which I've heard
And,
that's like the holy grail of like drum shops, but I've never been because I don't drum.
pad?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Joe, you
I never
remember
heard
it?
that, no.
It doesn't exist anymore. It used to be out in Palatine, like a northern burb, for like a few years. It closed like maybe 10 years ago, 8 or 10 years ago.
Okay.
But I went there a couple times and it was really dope. But like Vic's was just, I mean, it was even like a cooler version of that. Like
Right? Yeah, pretty much.
when
Because Vic
it
was
in
one of
its
the
heyday.
co-owners,
Yeah.
right?
So have you heard of that dude, Vic Salazar?
Yeah, I've got some like passing familiarity, and then I know about Vic's shop, but
Yeah.
I've never been there. I'd never been there.
It's a dope store.
It's
and like,
fucking, even as somebody that doesn't drum, it's fucking awesome. Like
Yeah,
I
dude.
loved going in there whenever like you or any drummer was like, I
That's
gotta stop
where,
in there. I was like, I'll go with you. Like I love it.
I got to just go there one day. Like when I joined Roman Ring, Warforged was already a band. We were already doing shit, and I joined Roman Ring. They had a practice room at the music garage. So we ended up moving in because I was like, I'm not leaving my drum kit here and then bringing it back home so we could practice in my shit ass basement. And I just asked, I was like, hey, is it cool if Warforged moves in? And they're all like, yeah, absolutely. It'll make rent go down. So we're like, oh, perfect.
And we've been regretting
So-
the decision ever since.
But when I was first going there, Vic was still running Vic's drum shop.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's got so many connections. Like
He was also
had-
our neighbor.
yeah, he had
which
the room
was
next
cool
door to us.
because he would get guest like drummers in all the time. And there was one time me and Joe were getting ready for a show in
Old Roman Ring drummer.
yeah,
Joe.
yeah. What's his
Before I
name?
was in the
From
band.
Meshuggah.
Yeah, Thomas Hawks
He was like
just
standing
walked
outside
by.
our door. We're like,
Yeah.
and like, unfortunately, we were too starstruck to be like, "Hey, what's up?" Yeah, they were just like,
Dude,
"No, be cool, be cool."
Had,
Yeah.
he's had George Calais there. He's had Derek Roddy there. He's had
Some
like
of the biggest names. For
Mike
sure,
Portnoy,
man.
Mike Mangini, like
Remember when
all those Virgil
what's his
Donati
name,
guys.
Jason Bittner was there like every other week.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
while, like,
you
doing
would just
clinics and
see
stuff.
dope ass drummers hanging around there doing clinics all the time.
That's awesome.
Like, did you ever listen to Dillinger? Were you ever big on them?
Dillinger Escape Plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
very much so.
their last drummer, Billy Reimer.
Billy Reimer. Yeah.
I think that's the guy.
Hell yeah.
I used to just hang out. I would go to practice early and like just hang out at Vic's before everybody got there, and I would just like shoot the shit with some of the dudes that worked there. I mean, they had so many people come and go, but I remember there was one time I showed up. And Billy Reimer was doing a clinic, and they used to do it on the top floor because they have that big like
showroom up there.
Yeah,
Like
there's the
showcase
music
room.
garage has a
Yeah.
showcase room there. And one of my buddies that was working there, he's like, "Yeah, like, come on, I'm about to go up there." He's like, I was like, "I don't have a ticket." He's like, "Oh, it's fine. Like, just come on in here with me." And I like got to watch him like shred, and I was just like, "Holy shit!" It was so cool. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was like, "Holy fuck!" Like,
Because it's a small room too.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
it
like
is a
lot of people
smaller
can be in
room.
there.
So it was just like, I mean, we were standing in the back, but it was still like insane to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, it was just like, it was such a cool store. And that's where I was going to say, one time I got there and I got to set up the Derek Roddy signature Axis pedals that he did for a minute with the laser triggers.
Yeah.
And they just like threw it on a kit. Like they would do whatever. They were just like so down to just hang and play drums. They were like, "Yeah, you want to try them out?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah." And like I thought they were just going to have me try it out on like a practice kick pad, but they set up a fucking kick drum for me to try it out on. And I was like, "This is so sick." But I mean, those are like $1,200, $1,500 pedals. So
Dude, the whole concept behind that, right, is that there's a laser that goes across and like when the beater or
Cuts
whatever
it off, right?
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And that. Yeah.
Which is essentially the sickest type of trigger because
It
it's
makes
like
sense.
nothing's going to misfire. You know what I mean?
Right,
'Cause
exactly.
Previously, it was those little hammers, and like everybody
Yeah.
that had those, they just broke off.
They
Because
still
it's a
have
little
them.
piece of metal that just goes back and forth. So
Yeah.
eventually, it creates a weak point and it just snaps.
Yeah. Yeah, they were called E-kits. And like on the they still make them on the standard axis pedals. So it was like when you would bring your beater down, this little hammer would go down with it and hit this like this touchpad almost
Yeah, it was like
type
a,
thing.
like a little metal contact. So it's,
Yeah.
same thing. Like, probably just an electrical charge that would set it
yeah.
off.
So it wouldn't like misfire, but the hardware was apparently so bad it would just break constantly.
Super fucking accurate and great pedals, But yeah, they were kind of faulty. Like they're not. It's like if you're a touring drummer, you're fucked. You know, you better carry a shitload of those little hammers with you because you're gonna break them on tour. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So, those laser triggers are like where it's at.
That's really cool.
But I just use the old school Roland, and
if it works, it works, man.
Yeah, it sucks because like when Franco used to practice right next to me,
trigger it.
His cab would always make my trigger go off, and I'm like, dude, can you either like go to the other side of the room or just turn down? I mean, I had to do so much finicking with like my module because it was just like always happening. I'm like, dude, he's like, it's not me. I'm like, dude, your bass is like shaking the floor right now. Like
he had rattling the room.
Because what was he running out of? Like 2 cabs at the time?
He still does. Okay. But I mean, we're in a bigger room, and he's on the opposite side of you.
True.
Which makes it a lot better. Yeah. But yeah, he just runs a 410 and a 15, which I mean, that's going to push a lot of low end for sure.
Yeah. It always set it off. And he's like, I don't think it's me. I'm like, then what the fuck is it?
I think it was like a combination of all of us.
Yeah,
really,
definitely.
Like, Nate plays with a lot of low end, and I kind of have to do that too to keep up with him. So. Yeah, it's going to rattle your bass drum.
So that's sick that you did Joe's band, and then you did like a band like Voimiton, which is like old school death metal type shit.
Yeah, like an old death doom sort of.
Yeah, that demo was really cool.
Thanks, appreciate that.
Yeah, that thing sounded really cool too. Like it sounded like, it didn't sound like a demo. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
cool.
It didn't sound like that. It sounded like a pro recording, but like still had that like old school flavor to it, you know?
There was a review very recently that said, good thing this is called demo because the production sucks.
Oh, jeez.
And I was like, God, no.
Do you know who did the review?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Damn.
Like, some shithead in the middle of fuck nowhere.
Yeah. Yes, basically. Yeah. And it was like, I can't remember where the hell it was, but yeah, because Voimiton's been getting a shit ton of reviews on that, which is great because then they're on. It's just got released on Blood Harvest too, but there was just this one that was like, oh my god!
There's always one.
Yeah, they were like, this band is so good, like this songwriting's so awesome. This production sucks. Good thing it's called demo because, and I was like,
thanks,
damn,
thanks for the complex, motherfucker.
Right? Yeah.
Jesus. But no, that record was super sick, and that was very fun to do as well. And Pat O'Hara, the drummer of that band, has also in Nucleus, has an absurdly large kit.
Really?
And he does like the 2-kick thing. He's got the permanently closed hi-hat on this side, the open one on this side. He's got the rack.
On his right side, the open one?
No, closed. My bad.
Closed on the right?
Yeah. My bad. Closed on the left. Yes. Normal hi-hat position, closed. The one on the right
is open. Interesting.
Yeah. And then a bunch of cymbals and a fuck ton of toms and then the 2 kick drums. And
how many toms does he have?
I want to think 5.
Like 4 rag toms? Or like 3 rag toms, 2 floor toms?
I think 3 and 2 floors. I could be wrong. It might be 4. It's either 4 or 5 though.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought I was going to run out of microphones. I was like, oh shit. But no, that was a really cool record to do. And like they'd all been in bands with each other before too. And then, but playing different instruments. Like 2 of them were in Narcotic together, Pat O'Hara and Dave, the vocalist. And then Henry, the guitarist, and Dave had been in some other bands. But I think the guitarist was playing bass previously in another band with Dave, who played bass on this record, but did guitar on the other. I don't know. It was a very like incestuous thing, and everybody but Pat had been like switching around on instruments. And,
I gotcha.
That's cool. And it was very cool. It was like because they had not done a record on those instruments. They'd recorded before, but that like Henry had never played guitar on a record, David never played bass on a record, but they all like slayed it, and it was
cool.
Fantastic. They did a great job, and Dave Tibbetts has like some just super fucking gnarly, disgusting sounding vocals on that. Like it's so like low and just guttural, and it was cool. And like it was like it's like the old school Death Doom thing, and so like the idea behind the mix anyway was also to just try to go for that like particular vibe and not necessarily a super like modern like sort of sound.
Yeah.
But I had a great time working on it. I thought it sounded good too.
Fuck yeah. Did you record that live at all, or was it just like
No,
everybody did their own shit?
Yeah. That one was everybody just took turns or whatever.
Cool. Yeah, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're like all over the board, man. Like not only the shit you've recorded, but the bands that you've played in. Like all kinds of different type of shit, like now I know you're playing drums in Frequent Seas, which is what a clever band name, dude.
Yeah, I love
Frequent
that band name.
Seas instead of Frequency. Oh,
Frequencies.
Yeah.
So I'm playing drums in that. Like
who came up with the name? You did not come up with the name?
I did not come up with the name.
Okay.
Because actually, it was oh man, there was something at the beginning that I cannot remember what it was. Matt came up with that, the vocalist and vocalist guitarist. And then we decided to change it to actual frequencies, just like the word frequencies.
Yeah.
And I was like, I bet there's another band with that name. And then so we like pulled up Google, and there's like 500,000
Of course,
bands across the globe named frequencies.
Yeah.
So then we just went with like the wordplay and frequencies on that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So that's fun.
Dude, yeah, that band rips.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate
Awesome
that.
shit. Yeah, every time I've seen you guys, well, I've only seen you guys once. I would have gone to the Burlington. Well, no, I actually couldn't have gone to the Burlington show because we were podcasting that day. But Alex didn't tell me he was going. He was doing some rogue bullshit, and I was just like, "Why don't you just tell me we're going?"
Rogue bullshit.
He's so fucking.
As soon as he showed up, like he came up behind me and like slapped me on the back, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I was like,
Yeah.
And I was kind of a dick, and I was like, "Oh, Alex, good to see you. Is Jason coming?" Like you're not good enough.
What did he say? I don't know.
That's a good one.
He said you were doing something else. So
He didn't hit me up at all and tell me you were going, and he was going because I would have been like, "What time are they playing? Maybe I could work it out." Fuck him.
Yeah, it's
I'm
fine.
just kidding.
It was a good time, man. It
Yeah.
was like I haven't hung out with him a whole lot, like one-on-one, like a few times, and that's like one of the
Alex,
few. Yeah,
damn skeet.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he likes that. No, he doesn't like that.
I bet it does.
Yeah, but
No, yeah. But that's fun. No, I was actually.
you guys played at Burlington, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that venue rules.
yeah. I enjoy that place a lot.
Yeah.
We played there several times.
It's always a good time.
Yep.
Yeah, it is good.
We played there a couple times. Both of my bands have played there a couple times. But yeah, man. So like that's like, would you call that a math rock project?
I guess.
Yeah, very
it's like all the songs have multiple time signatures and usually tempo changes.
Yes,
in all of the songs. I actually think I think all of the songs definitely do that, follow that format. So yeah, I guess it's they used to try to call it, like Matt wanted to call it like experimental math rock or something like that.
Okay.
And that's fine. I get it.
Yeah, it's cool.
You know, like I don't know. It's weird because it's like it kind of swings in and out because we're doing the math thing, but like also for me, I feel like when I listen to the stuff, there's a lot of like kind of like emo influence in it as well.
Definitely. I hear it.
Yeah,
Because there's catchy parts too, and it's like I've heard math rock records where I'm just like, this is like a headache, and like it's cool. It's a cool kind of headache, but I'm just like, I can't handle this. But like you guys, especially the newer record, when I listened to it, I was like, oh, there's a lot of like replayability to these songs where it's like, you could go back and hear like the hook there, and like you know, it's cool. There's a lot of 6 songs, and so the newest record, it's pretty new, right? Like it came out very recently.
It came out very recently. That is correct. Like October 15th or something like that. Or October 5th. I don't know. Yeah, just beginning of October. But yeah, those songs are not necessarily new.
No.
Oh, that's usually how that goes.
It was a thing. So we were a band in Florida, and then I moved up here when I got the job working at IV, and then I think it was a year and a half until they moved up here. But before that, and I've been up here like for about 3 years now. So, but before that, they flew up in November of last year? No. Holy shit, November of the year before, maybe?
Okay.
Yeah, damn it. And and we'd only ever played one of those songs together ever, and it was like it was literally the first song we ever wrote as a band, and then it never got recorded, and it was just always in our set. And then it was like there was a real shitty practice space recording of that I didn't really like, and but like it never got released. And then so we played that one, and then the other, I think there's 7 or 8 other songs on that record. We had never played any of those together. They were just files that had been shared back and forth. So like Matt, like taking his phone and using the voice recorder thing, and then like playing through an acoustic guitar and singing it, and then sending me the file, and then me, you know, like setting up my kit and putting on the headphones and like trying to write a part to it. But we had 3 days at IV Lab for this record. They flew up, and they spent a week, and they were planning on moving here, so they were kind of like trying to get the lay of the land and things like that. And then also, so we had 3 days in the studio. I believe all 3 days were like 15 or 16-hour days.
Oh, wow. Shit.
And it was like we set everything up, and Mike, the studio manager there, did the drum engineering for us. So we set everything up, and then he engineered all the drums, because obviously I can't do that, and play at the same time.
Right.
It would have been fucking impossible. And so he did all that and made the drum sound amazing and did all this and, help us got up and running. And then he'd be there for his shift, like during the day. And then, like 4 or 5 or whatever, he'd cut out. And then it was like, all right, guys, so let's set up the amps and do this or whatever. And we move on to this. And then we work for the whole rest of the night on this and then come back the next day. And then, Mike would, we'd go back to the drums and do all this. And, it was rough, but we had never played those other songs before. And it was, there's this song called Apostrophes. The beginning of the song is just like, the meter is like 5. And I absolutely couldn't fucking feel it. Like I couldn't, I can count it. Yeah, let's do that. But I couldn't feel it while we were playing it. And I remember that being a really, really, really long, hard struggle. And I remember being really mad and throwing all my drumsticks across the room and having to take like a 4-hour break and be like, I can't do this.
Right.
But it was, so the songs are old and we recorded them a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like, fucking like 20 months before the record came out or something like that. And then so when it was done, I sat on it and it was basically all on me.
Yeah.
And it was because they didn't live here and it was like I don't want to put this out right now. Like if there's like no rush on it, and especially since we're not going to be playing any shows and whatnot. And then, so then after they got up here, then we started like working on it together and ideas back and forth with like mixed stuff and things like that. And then like one of the last song on it is an outro. Actually, yeah, there's one song called Haiku that got broken up into 2 parts, and it's acoustic with like piano and some other stuff on there. And like we did some weird effects with that, like throwing things through like different guitar pedals, like but not the guitar, everything else.
Okay.
And the last track on it was an actual whole song. And then that whole song got broken down into an 8-bar loop on drums and bass. And then with the vocals still over it. And then we added like piano on top of that. And then it was just like the drums ended up just being the room microphones that were just crushed to shit. And then just did the normal stuff on the bass. And then like the piano, we ran through a stereo pedal rig with like the left, like the lower keys going through one pedal rig and the higher keys going through the other.
Oh, wow.
And then like some glitch pedals and a bunch of other weird shit. And so we spent like a whole day not that long ago. Like that was like the last piece to fall into place for the record. And
it's like done.
Yeah, so that was a whole song that just got 8-bar loop and then the vocals and like cool fun shit. And
that's cool.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah,
it sounds cool.
Thanks. We're getting ready to do, we're supposed to be doing 2 split EPs. Like I don't know, this upcoming year at some point. But so we're getting ready to go. We've got 3 songs to track that we're coming up with. And we're going to try to do a bunch more like weird shit like that, like on all of the songs and like try to get some more eclectic instrumentation to like go in the background and shit too.
Do you know where you're going to track them at?
Yeah, that's going to be over at Cave in Evanston.
Okay. Do you record drums there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The Cave studio, funny enough, I just found out Sean works there. That's the studio that Jace's boss owns.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like he owns it, like his studio, because it's like part of that company or whatever. And like that's where we tracked all of our like Paul tracked all of our instrument, like all the acoustic parts and the stand-up bass parts for our record, like in the piano, the grand piano parts. Yeah, it was all recorded there. And I was like, wait a minute, because we were talking about it the other day, and you were mentioning how it was in Evanston. And I was like, that's where we did that shit. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. And then I put 2 and 2 together. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. So did the Frequencies album come out on a label at all, or like did anybody put it out, or did you guys just do it yourselves?
Just all self.
Okay. Is it?
I'm bad at that. Yeah, like trying to like fish for that sort of,
it sucks.
support. I'm really bad at that. I don't know how to approach it.
It's hard, man. Did you guys do any like CDs or vinyl or anything for it yet? Or
no, I think I would like to. We opted to just do the digital release.
Okay.
But I would like to do physical copies. I would like to do a vinyl version of that. I don't know that that's necessarily going to happen since it's all just self-funded, basically.
Yeah.
I do think that some cassettes will probably happen in the future because that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
I know. I have some cassettes.
Dude, me too.
I never listened to them, but I have some.
You got the Baron Air one?
I do have the fucking Baron Air one. I have that R&B singer No Rome that I like a lot. His EP that came out this year, titled "Crying in the Prettiest Places." came out only on vinyl and cassette, so I got both.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I have nothing to listen to the cassette on.
Next time, if Roman Ring ever has a show, just bring it to the van. I got a tape cassette player in there.
Oh, do you?
Nice.
Can we listen to it?
Probably.
You'd hate it, I'm sure. Well, I don't know.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you wouldn't care, but
As
everybody
long as
else
it's
would
like
hate
a
it.
small drive, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's short. It's like a short EP. It's so sick though. Yeah, so that's cool. I mean, I also have Pleiades Dust by Gorguts on cassette. I don't even remember how I got that.
Well,
and point. That I was trying to.
It's like, is there more?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, for the listeners, I'm not high right now. I'm just
being you.
drained to all hell right
Yeah, you
now.
had the show last night.
Yeah, dude. I think
Did you guys stay late?
Yeah, I mean, basically, they were screaming last call while we were tearing down. And, like, this dude was like, hey, you gotta go. You gotta go. I'm like, I was going in to take out more shit to the van. I'm like, dude, I'm in the band. Like, I'm trying to get stuff out of here. He's like, oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
It's just like, yeah, I think I got home at like 3:30 in the morning, something like that. So it was another late one, man. Dude, I remember when we would play shows and we'd get home that late because of Nate or some shit finishing this. Just let me finish this last beer, Nate Madden.
Well, yeah, we want to hang out.
Yeah, but not like Tuesday at 3 in the morning. I'm
So
just
what,
like,
man?
and then I had to go to work at like the bakery the next day at 7.
Yeah, we all had to work.
Yeah.
Part of what you do in a band, man.
Yeah, but
It's networking and hang out.
I know. I mean, I could do it. I mean, I'm grateful that was on a Friday night and not a weeknight, but like, you know, and I still could have made that work though. I don't fucking be at Zounds till 11. So I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I could function like that. I've done it before. The worst was last New Year's. I was telling you, we did a house show, basement show. Both Warforged and Roman Ring played, and Baron Air played.
duty.
Yeah, and we did a surprise Atreyu cover of Alex learned. What did we? Me, Max, and Alex. We did Right Side of the Bed by Atreyu.
Okay.
But then Baron Air did a surprise cover of Feel Like Making Love, and Max did vocals, and we didn't even know he like. I guess he like learned it and everything, and he did the whole song with them.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was so
I would
sick,
like to
dude.
do that.
It was
But we
so good.
actually-
There is a recording of it.
Yeah, there is. We went to Walgreens before the show and bought like red makeup so we could put it on our eyes so we looked like Atreyu, but it didn't work. And apparently when I came upstairs after the set, I was like in the bathroom trying to wash it off. And like, I think Dave's girlfriend, Maggie, well, Dave's fiance now, but his girlfriend at the time was like, Jason, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, why? And she's like, it looks like you're crying. And I'm like, fuck. I was like, no, it's red eyeshadow. It was so
Backfired
funny.
on you.
Yeah, but that day, Zounds gave me the days off for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, but I needed money. I was so broke, and I was like, I need to work these days because I can't. You know, there were weekdays, so I was like, I can't fucking afford to miss them. And I picked up shit because I basically was like asking people, like, yo, do you want to? And nobody wants to work on those days. Like,
Right.
I remember I traded with like John on Gear Experts, and like I think John Cass, I worked a shift for him. They're like, yeah, you could take it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get paid. Like, fuck yeah. But like, we didn't get home till like I didn't get home till like after like I think 5 in the morning.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Then on New Year's Day, I had to be at work at like 10:30. So like. And I was living in the burbs, so to get to work, it was like a haul.
Yeah.
So I got maybe like not even 3 hours of sleep. I was drunk as fuck, high as fuck. I was very fucked up, and like I remember like I felt like I was gonna puke the entire time Max was driving us all home in the van. But I was living in Elmwood Park, so I wasn't in the city yet, and like. I just remember I was still drunk when I woke up and was on the way to work. I was like still fucked up, and I was just like sitting at my desk with like my head in my hand like that, and like we were still getting calls. It sucked. It was so bad.
You lived.
Were you there at all on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day last year?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, it sucked.
I mean, I'd come in drunk.
They're talking about, Jay was saying that they're going to be closed New Year's Day this year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. That's what I said. I was like, are we really going to be closed?
Or
Like,
I don't know. I asked for that day off, and I got it off. So
Oh,
maybe,
really?
maybe that's
No
that's why I got it off.
shit.
Who
I didn't
knows?
ask for any days off.
No.
But I need the money. I'm broke. So, like, I don't want to miss those unless they're going to pay them.
I'm gonna do PTO, so
Oh, yeah.
I'm not
that's
big
good.
time touring man like you. So I don't,
Yeah, so I
have
use
to-
all my PTO. I had to borrow, like, on that October run we did, I had to borrow the rest of my PTO for the rest of the year.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so I have no PTO left. Yeah, I save it all for touring because I'm just like, this is fucked. Like I can't do it. So yeah, it's rough. But you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you gonna do about it? But yeah, that was miserable. That's not sick.
I
mean, the show was
fun
sick.
at the show.
Yeah, the show was totally fucking fun and worth it. Alex almost got banned here.
Here?
Yeah, from the
technically
things
he did get banned, but then it got lifted after a couple of conversations.
Yeah.
What did he? I don't know.
Yeah, he just got out of hand.
Alex got pissed
and
drunk.
it didn't help because we had another friend here who was like violently drunk and acting like a fucking idiot. So the two of them kind of like fed off each other.
Oh no!
And they got a little out of they got out of hand. I wouldn't say a little out of hand. They got out of hand. And
Alex like fell on that small staircase like that goes up to the main floor and like scraped his arm and it was bleeding for like 2 hours. But he was like,
and
at one he was
thinned out his blood.
At one point he was just like he was like crawling on the floor and you just saw this like trail of blood. And he was wearing like one of his crusty white shirts that had like the shade of yellow and he was fucked up. I mean, at one point he just passed out on the couch. But the thing is, on their couch upstairs, there's a bite mark on the couch. And they thought it was Alex. They were like, Alex bit the couch. And I was like, hold on. Like, I know him well enough that he's not a biter. Alex is not a biter when he gets drunk, especially. He's not a biter kind of dude. And he was like, he literally just passed out on the couch. He like fell asleep.
Everybody's mouth that was at that party.
For real. Like DNA exam, dude.
No, you don't even need DNA. Just do the molds.
Oh, yeah. The mold.
Dental records.
Mold. Yeah, you're right. But
it was probably Dylan.
Yeah, I'm sure it was Dylan. And he was like way more out of hand than Alex was. Yeah. But like, it was bad. It was bad. Alex even like felt really bad after the whole thing and like apologized to a bunch of people. And I was just like, that's funny. Yep. Yeah. You would have enjoyed it. Watching it.
Sure. I'm absolutely sure because I have a fucking just like fantastic mental image of him crawling across the floor in a gross white shirt with just leaving a streak of blood.
And Alex, he does this thing where he like likes to. He'll take his sock and he'll like put it halfway off his foot so his heel is sticking out. Okay. Him and Max do it a lot. I don't understand why, but like he does it everywhere. Like if I'm driving in the van and we're sitting shotgun,
he gets comfortable everywhere he goes.
Yeah, but it's like, how is that? It's just, and I was like, why do you do that? He's like, because it's the shit, man. I'm like, what? Okay. But like,
gotta let that heel
he was
breathe,
doing that. I'm like, okay, man. Like, what are you doing? That was
the least worst thing he did.
Yeah, it was fun though. It was a lot of fun that New Year's Eve.
So taking his sock off, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. I had a good time that New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun.
Is that happening this year?
Yeah, I think Dave's talking about doing another show.
Yeah, not for New Year's though. He's
really?
thinking about pushing it back like a week or two.
He told me last night for New Year's.
He said last night to me that he didn't want to do it on New Year's.
Oh, okay.
Because he's thinking maybe we can get more people down here if we do it
on another day,
like a regular day.
Yeah.
Well, instead of forcing our friends to hang out at a New Year's party while we play music.
Yeah. That's essentially what it was.
I would be more apt to come if it was not on New Year's.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's kind of what we were figuring too. But at the time it was fun. And there's
I don't think either of our, like Adrian's going out of town. So we couldn't,
right. I don't think
couldn't do
Roland
it.
Ring could have done it.
Franco's going out of town for a wedding, he said.
And then something is waiting at
Who gets married on New Year's?
I've known a few people who've done it.
Really?
I've known a few people who've gone to weddings like that. I've never gone to one.
Ruin a holiday.
I guess they feel like, I don't know, it is weird. It's like, oh, you guys are going to be free that day anyway. You might as well come to my wedding. It's like, fuck you.
No, I'm not
like,
going to be free that day. I want to fucking do my own shit. I have no New Year's plans. I never have New Year's plans. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody does until the very last minute, and then they scramble, and then they end up at some shitty party, and then they regret it, and then next year they're going to be like, oh, we'll do it differently, and then they don't, and then you just keep doing it.
Yeah, and nobody ever does it, dude.
And
for
then you,
real, man.
then you die, and then that's it. That's it. That's life. Yeah. And then you just die. And you never have to worry about New Year's parties ever again.
That's true.
Life is a series of shitty New Year's parties.
That's it. That's all it is. That is the meaning of life.
Yeah. That's so funny. Did you guys watch The Irishman yet on Netflix?
Nay.
No.
I did enjoy Rudy's joke from the Rudy.
What was the joke? I didn't hear it
because I heard they're gonna release a series version of Irishman, so it's like 40-minute increments of the movie. He's like, I'd much rather watch that. He's like, I'd rather have Scorsese jack off of my face for 40 minutes than 4 hours straight. It was awesome. Not a lot of people laughed at that joke for some reason. He goes like, all right, enough with the jokes, I guess, and then on to the next song.
So Rudy does stand up too, right?
Yeah, we've had him on the show talking about it.
I have not been on the show when he was talking about it.
Oh, that was a Jack episode.
Yeah,
that's right.
I want him to come back so I could just talk to him.
It's too late, man. Just listen to that episode.
Fine.
Get all the information you need.
I should, but I love those guys. That band was so sick last night, dude.
And
they're so nice. They look so scary on stage,
the
too.
nicest dudes ever.
The first time I saw that band, I was like, this band is so intimidating because those guitar players are big dudes.
Thieves?
Yeah.
Thieves, yeah.
And
They're so good.
Yeah.
And the bass player, Greg, just looks like he's going to fucking knife you at any second.
Dude, for real, man.
Like,
The first time I saw him was at Burlington, and they was like, and the sound, I actually think Burlington is a good sounding stage somewhat.
Yeah, especially
I
when
like
like
the sound
Spence
there.
works the sound. Like it sounds so
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Spencer Morris, the guy I was telling you about that complimented the Voimaton EP that was at the show last night that you didn't get to meet for like the fourth time I've said this. He does sound a lot at Burlington.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's good. He's a
Burlington,
real good sound
and
guy,
he
for
does
sure.
sound now at Emporium in Wicker Park, where he just hired Paco from Returns there.
I thought he's been doing sound at Emporium.
Yeah, he has been. I don't know. I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. But
And Livewire.
yeah, man, I had somewhere to go with this. Whereas I had a question to ask you. I totally forgot what it was.
What about Thieves and how cool they are?
No, I had a question for you, Sean, about you and your life. So your project, is your one project right now just Frequencies? Do you have anything, other musical projects you're working on?
Not like per se.
Uh-huh.
I started working on some stuff. I put out an EP, just like whatever on Bandcamp or whatever. Some like spazzy, grindy shit called Fuck Wolf.
Oh,
And,
yeah, I think you showed me that.
I think I shared that
you
with
did.
you. And so like I miss doing stuff like that, so I started working on some more songs for that. But that's like that's nothing.
Yeah, it's
That's
just like a fun project.
My time, pass the time away or whatever. But trying to do something with Joey Butler from the Tomblands.
Okay.
We're approaching it in like a reverse fashion. We went to the studio, and he recorded drums with no music, and so it was just like nothing written. And so I like the whole thing that I pitched him was like, I want to do kind of like an indie rock emo revival sort of thing, and I want you to do drums first with nothing, and then I'll write the rest of it around that. And so that's kind of where we're at right now. But I've got projects that I'm working on, like studio shit that I'm working on, so I can't get around to that just yet. But he did come in, and I think we laid down like 14 songs worth
Holy
of stuff
shit,
just on
that's
drums,
awesome.
and it was just like, do whatever you want to do and like make it a song. And then he was just, it was very funny because no one had ever asked him to do that, and he was like, like, what do I play?
Yeah.
Whatever you want, man. You know what kind of drum beats go in songs? Just string some shit together.
Okay.
And
How have
we'll
I
do
never
that.
thought of doing something like that? That's such a great idea. Fuck.
That's how I wrote the Fuck Wolf record.
Okay.
Was just doing the drums, and then it's like, all right, let me record these spazzy ass drums, and then I was like, all right, here's my guitar. What the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's awesome.
But yes, we're gonna do that, and so not all of the stuff from the drums was usable.
Okay.
But when you're just sitting down and just playing whatever the hell that you want, it can be whatever. But I think it gets narrowed down. It's been narrowed down to basically like 7 different songs. So I'm going to start working on that hopefully at the beginning of the year, like guitar wise and stuff. But like I said, I don't really have anything else. My friend Brompton from Action Adventure.
Oh, yeah.
No, Brompton. And then he's in another band called Knockout Kid.
Yes.
Wade, the vocalist from that. The three of us and a drummer have been tossing around the idea of starting a band called Waco. The name came around before the rest of it. And it's just like, we haven't gotten together. We've discussed it in like via text message a lot, but I don't have a lot of time, and I don't think Brompton has a lot of time either. And so like trying to make something else happen would be super fun, but it would also be very hard. But I think that's going to be like a whole like Botch, like Norma Jean.
Oh, cool. Botch is sick, man.
Because like I did have some songs that I demoed that I sent to them, but they were more in like the vein of like Converge, more than like Botch. But that was kind of, I say Botch, but they gave me like Norma Jean references.
Okay, yeah, I know Brompton likes Norma Jean a lot, and you do.
Yeah.
Right? You're down with Norma Jean. The Jeans.
I'm okay with Norma Jean.
Cool.
Jeans.
I like their first record a lot. Bless the Martyr, Kill the Child. Is that what it's called?
Kiss the Child.
Kiss the Child. Kill
That's
the
a big
Child.
one for me.
Yeah, Adam D produced that record from Kill Switch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you hear the one before that when they were called Ludacris?
No.
It's
I've heard Ludacris, the rapper.
That's why they changed the name to Norma Jean, because they're both from Atlanta and they got sued It was
God damn it, Luda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LUTI-KRISS.
Yeah.
He still went after him?
Yeah, I think so.
That's weird.
That was
I mean,
the
it's
story
spelled
that was
differently.
relayed to
No shit.
me. But they had
Bummer.
a record on Solid State as Ludacris called "Throwing Myself," and
really?
It was recorded at a recording studio in Canada that's owned by Bryan Adams.
What the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Like 80s pop legend Bryan Adams. Yeah. And that one's like so far removed from what they sounded like on the next record.
No shit.
And then their one before that was on like Pluto Records or some shit. It was a 5-song EP, and it was like super Deftones sounding. It was, and they had like a DJ. It was very weird.
Whoa.
Holy shit, that's weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
Damn.
Never knew that.
Yeah.
Huh.
So is Bryan Adams the guy that went under fire recently? Or is that somebody else?
For what?
Somebody got me too'd. It was this guitar player that I'd heard his name, and he had like signature pedals and shit that we sold.
Ryan Adams.
Ryan Adams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's Ryan Adams?
He's like an indie dude, right? Kind of? No?
Kind of. Like he's got that vibe, but he's like top 40 pop star. He re-recorded that like 1989 or 87, whatever it was, by Taylor Swift. That breakout record with Shake It Off on there. He like re-recorded that and released it like 5 months after it came out.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and like I don't really know anything that Ryan Adams does. Like I've
really?
heard some
So he
stuff.
did the whole record, or
the
just
whole record.
And it's his album.
Yep.
I mean, like he just sang
Like
everything.
his version of it.
He recorded,
essentially?
yeah. It was like went from that like the actual pop sounding record to like the alternate rock, indie rock sort of thing. Yeah, like
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
That's an interesting approach.
I wonder
Yeah.
why.
I don't know.
Of all the albums in the world to do that with, that's interesting.
Well, and so quickly after it, and I think
That's crazy.
There's a couple of reasons in my mind. Like that album was like massively
I remember.
popular,
Right,
and
yeah.
so it's like there's two things. It could hit a totally separate target audience, and also like if Taylor Swift came up with that idea, it could make her a whole lot more money. Off
Right.
of just like I'm sure he's paying per record that sells,
Right.
for each song, and then also for him, that's going to boost his record sales by
That's
all
true.
these Taylor Swift
as well
fans
as like
being
notoriety
Yeah.
alone.
yeah, like if you're
Huh.
like a 20-something pop fan, you probably would have known who Ryan Adams
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
but
yeah.
maybe not been in the same thing, but known, and then be like, oh, I'm going to get this record, and then
Because I know a lot of people that liked him, Ryan Adams, and a lot of his stuff. And he was like a secret closet metalhead dude. Like he would wear like metal shirts, like obituary shirts and shit. He said that. Yeah, I remember like a bunch of people sent me articles once about him saying he likes Cattle Decapitation and other bands, and it's just like, oh, that's cool. But something happened to him, right? Like,
yeah, he got me too. Yeah, definitely.
So he got me too, and
inappropriate with some people.
we had like, but it was like so serious that like the company that did his that was
dropped
making his
him.
pedals. Do you remember who it was? Was it TC Electronics?
I don't know that name of that pedal was it was like VCR or some shit.
Yeah.
like that. It was like an 80s. It looked very 80s.
We had it.
Sounds cool.
And I remember when I was a customer service rep at Zounds, I had customers that would call in and they would be like, yo, is that Ryan Adams pedal going on like a clearance discount? Because and I was like, oh, I don't. And I remember because this is how I
Fuck,
found
that's
out.
a good
I was
move.
like,
I didn't think
I
of
was
that.
like, I don't know why. And he was like, you haven't heard all this shit about him? I was like, honestly, I don't really know him that much, dude.
Right.
And I'm like on the phone with this guy. And he's like,
I
oh
never
my god.
would've
He's like,
thought
are
of
you on a
that.
computer? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like typing his name, and I was like, whoa.
customer told you
yeah.
this?
So I'm
That's so
having
funny.
like a dialogue with this
You're, like,
customer
looking all
about it.
this
He was
shit
like,
up.
he's like, yeah, man. He's like, I know whoever did his pedal, like they dropped him, and they're like literally like just taking their stock offline, like they're not going to sell it themselves anymore. And he was like, I've been keeping an eye on it because it's a really cool pedal, and I want to get it for a cheap price.
Was it JHS?
It might have been JHS.
I can't remember. Oh well.
It wasn't like Walrus or like
No.
nothing like that. But I remember it was like it was a bigger company, you know. But I remember he was saying, he was like, yeah, Guitar Center. He was like, they fucking like will put them on clearance and they're all gone. He was like, I'm just trying to get one. And I was like, yeah, man, like they're still full price here. I was like, I could give you a disc. I don't think he even bought, or he might have bought it on that phone call. I don't remember, but I was like, yeah, I can
Get that
work with
Me
you on
Too
a discount.
discount.
But like,
Oh man.
Yeah.
Somebody some other like as soon as they dropped him, a different pedal company picked him up almost instantly and put out almost the same exact pedal.
No
Really?
shit.
Yeah, it was like not like the turnaround time was nothing before that pedal was out like 2-3 months.
That's a ballsy maneuver. Like,
I totally
oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe he did it. It's like, okay, take that chance. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh man.
do you think people bought that pedal?
Probably.
Do we sell that
If
one?
it's a good pedal, why
No,
not?
we don't. I don't think it's a brand we carry. I can't
Okay.
admit that one, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that's like a terrible move because like some of the times like people argue about the Me Too shit like, oh no, that's not
Right,
that bad. And other people
yeah.
are like, no, that is. I think his was like not in question. It wasn't just
like
straight out rape or something.
Right.
But it was like,
he definitely fucked up hard.
yeah,
like,
no one defended him. No
Oh,
one
there-
defended
yeah, there you
him.
go.
It was like,
Yeah, I mean, I remember reading that because his music, I guess he was like the sad boy guy who was just like writing like, oh, women hate me and like, I'm so lonely. But it's like, in reality, he's like a super controlling, I guess, shitty person. I don't know about like the specifics, but like,
yeah, I can't remember either.
yeah, I didn't really go down that. But once again, I'm not that familiar with Ryan Adams either. So I was
It's
just
been a
like,
while
eh.
ago too, like a year.
Yeah. It was at least a year ago because I remember that shit went down. I was at Sound, so it had to be within the last 2 years, but it was last year. So
That's funny. I like that they asked if it was going on clearance. That's so good. That's
yeah,
such a good
yeah. It
move.
was such a funny fucking. I was like, wow, that's weird. I was like, hey, but that's like, I guess not a bad idea to move that stock. It's like, what are they going to do? Just dump those pedals into the ocean or some shit?
Right.
Dude, we saw that shit with like those Gibson guitars, right? Where they fucking just bulldozed over them and broke all those guitars.
Which like I still don't quite know the
What
story
happened?
behind that. So recently, not even recently, maybe it was like this year, I think it happened, like
Yeah,
at the beginning
early
of the
this
year or something.
Yeah.
Some dude released a video of a tractor trailer running over like 100 something Gibson guitars, brand new.
Why?
It was something like they put something into them that they couldn't release or some shit like that, and they
Like
had
a
to get
chemical or something?
Not even that.
Well,
Do you know? I looked it up and I can't remember right now.
I don't know the middle ground, but I know that it was the construction workers. It was a guy who owned a construction company that ran over them.
Yeah, and he's the one that took the video.
Yes,
Yeah.
because they were demolishing a Gibson factory.
Yes.
And those were all still left there. That was like all that was there were all these different guitars.
Yeah, it was
I
like
don't know why
overstock, right, or something that
like-
just didn't sell.
Yeah, they were like.
Was it the robot guitars or some shit like that?
it's
right?
like
Wasn't
the
that part of it?
worst- Yeah, it was like the worst selling Gibson guitar of
Yeah,
like all time.
Like the
or
ones that
whatever.
just
Like,
never sold.
Yeah.
Because everybody was like, "Fuck this, it sucks."
Robot guitar.
It's got the
got the
tuners
tuners.
and shit that automatically tune and caught on fire, so they
yeah.
removed a bunch of them.
I remember seeing videos of those.
Remember when
Yeah,
Franco
yeah.
worked for Guitar Center and he had to like he spent days taking those off of guitars
No, I don't remember
because that's
that.
how they fixed it. They would light on fire. Yeah,
Damn.
so that was another reason why
Know
people were like,
that.
"Fuck these things!" Like,
Oh my god. Man,
and
there's
then
some
so they
whack-ass
just didn't
shit out
sell
there.
them. And then that video came out, and there's some other reasoning behind it too, and. Yeah, the guy that released it was the guy that was like part of the team that destroyed it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Gibson was probably freaking out, like, "Oh fuck, why is that out?" Yeah, because
Yeah.
they wouldn't release that. There's no fucking way.
Do you guys remember?
This is what they get for not making them sign a NDA.
Yeah, that's so funny. Do you guys remember? There was like, this was a couple years ago now, but Converse made a shoe that was a wah pedal. It had an input
No,
jack
but I'm
in it.
sold.
And you could, like, you
I
could
think I do
move the
remember
shoe
that,
up and down,
actually.
and it would
That's
work as like a
amazing.
yeah.
Yes, I do
It was
remember that.
fucking weird. Yeah.
Where are those now?
I don't know. I've never seen any of them in real life, but I remember seeing like a BuzzFeed video where they're like, this shoe doubles as a wah pedal. Fuck. And I was just like, well, what shoe doubles as a fucking kick drum trigger? So I could just walk
Make
around
it.
and just be like,
Yeah.
on the train.
Make it.
I don't
like
know
little
how to do
contacts
that.
on the bottom. you know?
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Dude, in college, some friends and I had the idea to do that. Like you have like an aux output on the back of it, and like your heel and your toe do different things.
Yeah.
And like you could do like kick and snare, and
there you
then
go.
maybe like a hi hat with one foot and like a ride or something like that, and like have some aux output action going
That'd be
on.
awesome.
Dude, that's
Never
sick.
did that, obviously, because I'd be rich as fuck right now.
Patent pending, everybody. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. If I did that, I'd be on Mark Maron right now, and nothing's for no one. So,
Yeah, not
Fair enough. Yeah.
yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Damn. That would be cool. Yeah, I
I
don't
forgot
know.
all about that fucking wah shoe.
Yeah,
Fuck.
it was goofy.
dude, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
at
I
all.
do remember that, and it must not have gone well because it came and went really fast.
I mean, I never heard saw anything past like that video of it.
Right?
Yeah, like the demo video of it released by Converse. It's just weird. I mean, I don't know. Like,
marketing,
I know
man.
Converse is like, we're the cool shoe, or whatever the fuck
Wearing
you
them
would
right
call
now.
that. Are you? Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever owned a pair of
Those
Converse.
monochromes.
They're nice. I like them. It's good for if you do pedal work with like your guitar.
Oh, okay. See, I'm wearing my House of Blues security guard Timberlands right now. So
House of Blues security
these
issue.
guys.
Timberlands.
Rent-a-cop for sure.
I know, dude. I love these
and
boots.
you got the
though,
camo
man.
pants.
Yeah, dude. So I got that white trash look going on right now.
Oh, I just thought Still's like security guard, especially with that jacket too. That's
that is a security jacket.
Dude, this is a windbreaker. If you look closely, it's black camouflage.
Oh
Damn,
my god,
son, you got camo on
I thought it
camo.
was stained as hell, and that's actually camo.
That seems more realistic with him.
I just got this the other day. I got this like yesterday, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Goodbye.
Yeah,
Fucking
windbreaker.
styling over here.
Yeah, man. It's my stained windbreaker. I thought it was all stained.
Sorry.
I do stain a lot of clothes. So what?
That's not the hardest thing.
I don't
to
try to
believe.
do it on purpose, man. I just like can't fucking eat or drink anything, dude. I like
Just don't.
I should just get like a fucking straw set, like just like a box of plastic straws and drink coffee with them at work. Cause that's what fucks me up is like, I have to, cause like I sip it like that, it gets all in my mustache. So I have to have like, in one hand is the coffee cup and my other hand is a paper towel. And I'm just like, I like wipe my mouth every time after I take a sip of coffee.
Plastic straws, huh?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You just don't give a shit
Just get
about
a
the earth anymore.
fuck
Paper
the
straw is
environment,
fine,
huh?
but that thing,
just get a
like,
reusable straw, the metal
straw.
one. Yeah,
Angie has one. It
There's
comes
a
out
shit.
it comes out like a baton. She
Yeah.
goes out, it's like.
Oh damn! You could probably
really cool.
beat someone with that thing too. Maybe
Not
I
at
will.
all.
How much is that thing? Like
Like
20
bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't got no money.
I think it's like $4.99. Honestly.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry guys.
Go on Amazon.
No sustain here. Plastic straws it is. No,
Or
I'm just
just
kidding.
put the coffee directly in your mouth.
It's hard. I do. I go like that, but it's like still like if I'm tilting it, it's gonna get in my mustache.
Did you see that when he
Fix that
did the
thing.
hand motion? He didn't even go to the.
It was like a foot away from his face.
this
Look
is
back
not-
on the
this
video,
is-
guys. You can see
and
he wasn't even close. I just don't understand why the coffee just doesn't go in my mouth.
Guys.
Like,
Yeah, Bill's loving this right now. Ripping on me.
anytime we can rip on Jason, I'm sold.
Yeah. So whatever.
Gabe, leave a
Fuck it.
comment if you want.
Was Gobo at Gabe's show last night?
I'm gonna assume yes.
Yeah,
if he
you-
wasn't at the show last
If
night.
he wasn't at either of them, he's getting stains on his jacket from me.
Kind
I
of
like
let
this
him know.
windbreaker. This is kind of like stupid though, because you can't even really see it.
right. That's just which was kind of.
Isn't that the point of camo? Right? You don't want to be.
Yeah,
able
but
to
it's like
see
they're
it.
like, oh, black camo, and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. And then I was like, oh well, whatever. It was like $10.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
No, that's all right, man.
You know,
Where'd you get it at? Like
Amazon.
Marshalls? Oh,
Yeah,
Did it look more camo-y in the picture?
kind of a little.
You should
more.
write a shitty review about it. Give him a 1-star on that fucker.
I think it's just a stock one because like this is the same brand that our merch store buys for windbreakers. Indie Merch buys them, and like they had a bunch of these for sale. Like I saw band ones, but they were like ridiculously expensive, and I was
Really?
like, I could just probably get a blank one. And then I looked it up, and I was like, oh yeah, here they are.
Well, you're
And,
saying there's a large markup on those.
Yeah, a huge, large markup on these.
People probably pay it. Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Why else would they put that price there?
So
So you guys can get windbreakers then?
Yeah, we could.
Sell for
I
half
would
as
love to
much,
get windbreakers
you
like
know?
the dude. I would get
Undercut the
windbreakers
other
like
bands
this,
out
and then
there.
just get like the logo on the fucking
That'd be sick.
titty print right there. Yeah, I would totally do that. I saw a Mayhem one. That's how I saw it. I was like, yo, that's kind of sick. But I was like, is like $50-something. And I was like, yeah, it's not that sick. So
Jesus.
That's
yeah.
stupid expensive.
I mean, maybe it's hard to
How is
print on
everyone-
these because of the material or something.
I don't think so.
I
Talk to
don't know.
Gobo. He would know.
Would he? Would
Yeah.
he know? I know.
He's
I
a
know
merch
he would know.
company.
Oh yeah, I always forget that. I like it. Whatever. It's cheap
Yeah,
and
as
it's
long as
nice.
you like it.
I don't think anybody talked shit about your jacket. I don't think you have to defend it.
I
I mean, I said I thought it was stained, but I never
Yeah.
said I didn't like it.
well, hey, everybody likes a good stain now and then, you know?
That's true.
There's always a story behind the stain. But
That's true. Talk to Dave. He's good for that.
Got some stains on my jacket.
Do you? I can barely see it. My eyesight's so bad. You guys,
yeah.
so fucking you heard this for like 8 times already now, but went to America's Best today.
Got your
Got my
eyes
eyes
did?
examined for the first time in like 7 years.
Better or worse are your eyes?
Slightly worse, but not
Oh,
by
that's a
much.
bummer. Okay.
Yeah. I don't care. They were just like, oh, yeah, it's just a little different. They're like, it's really not that much of a change. They're like, honestly, for not getting your eyes examined for this long, this is not that bad.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah. They didn't even dilate my eyes. I had my dad drive me because I was like, hey, dude, like, I might not be able to fucking drive
right.
home.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he was like, all right. So he went and ran some errands. Then I called him. I was like, hey, like fine. They didn't even touch like dilate my eyes at all. But man, dude, eye exam, 2 pairs of glasses, like $70.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
And
Hell yeah.
insurance covered some of it too, which is killer.
That's
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never used my Zounds insurance before then. So that's cool.
That's
There you
great.
go.
Yeah. It's
I was
awesome.
really worried about getting here alive post dilation for your eyes.
Oh, yeah. Were you?
Yeah, I had some.
I was
yeah,
worried
some
about it too.
reservations about it.
But then they didn't even do it. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm good.
You came and got me, seemed fine, and
Yeah.
it was gone.
That'd be
Swerved
cool.
a lot, but we got here. Yeah.
You know what? My eyesight, like, I've done it many times too. I could
It's like,
drive.
hey, Sean, just tell me
with
when
no-
to stop, okay?
With no glasses on. Like, I'm not, everybody, you know how, like, maybe you know. Have you ever worn glasses? Do you wear contacts?
I do not wear contacts.
You
I
just
do
have
wear
good-
glasses.
Okay.
I do not have good eyes.
Oh, okay. But you obviously don't wear them a lot. I don't think
It's
I've
not
ever
like
seen
that.
you with glasses on.
I was going to wear them today because I kind of have a headache, but then
Okay.
I left them in the car, and Angie has the car, so that was no go.
Ah, okay. Do you wear, I've never seen you wear them at work.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're like typical hipster, like 50s wannabe Ray-Bans.
okay. Do you
Fuck
just
yeah.
keep them at your
Hang on.
desk?
No, I don't wear them all the time.
Okay.
Like sometimes I feel more like headachy than other times, and so
And
I'll
so that's
start
when you put
wearing
them on?
a little bit more.
See, my glasses now are like, I'll sometimes get headaches if I wear them for too long.
Oh shit!
These are shot though. I've had these are Randy Jackson signatures,
I forgot about that.
mind you. But they are,
Randy Jackson.
take a look at how fucked these are.
The
Not
dog
only
edition.
all the scratches, one of the nose pieces is missing.
You can get
I
that
lost
replaced.
it on tour.
Can I see these?
Yeah,
I'm gonna put 'em on.
they're so bad. My head's big. Look how far those fucking things go out.
I think I got a big head too. We'll see.
They're crooked.
Do I look good in these or what?
Let me see.
Not bad. I'd fuck you.
Thanks.
How bad is my
So
vision?
it takes these glasses to get that?
Yeah, I'm a glasses guy. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
She likes his partner to have glasses. Yeah, see this one, like, they're crooked. I'm so self-conscious about these. Like, for real. I really am.
Really?
Yeah, whenever I go on dates with women, I never wear my glasses.
Is it those specific glasses or glasses?
No,
in general?
these specific glasses.
Oh,
If I had, like, when I get these, I can't wait to get my glasses in because I think they look awesome.
You
And
feel
I'm
like hot shit
yeah,
after
I
that?
will feel like hot shit. And I
Do
won't
some
be
more
like,
dates and
I don't have to
whatnot?
take these off because I don't feel, no, I mean, that's not inhibiting me from
Right.
going on dates, but like, I never wear them.
Really? I never even think about that.
Yeah, I never do. Plus, I think my eyes are a good feature, so I'm always like, take a
open 'em up
look.
for them?
Yeah, hey guys.
So you don't get high before you go out?
No, I can't get high. I got high before one date I went on, and it was not. I mean, I had a good time, and I'm sure she did too. But I was just like, I don't want to do that again. Yeah, it was just like we talked about really weird shit, and I was just like, man, this is cool. And then I'm like, oh, I never want to talk to this person again. Like, why am I talking to them about this stuff?
So what do you do? Do you pop in contacts or you?
No.
You just.
I could see without glasses.
Those are.
I thought your vision was really bad.
It is pretty bad, but like I could
couldn't
read.
see
I
you
could
wearing
read.
them. I could
Don't
not
fuck up
see
the
you wearing
table.
those glasses.
That says celebrating
Oh my god.
with an apostrophe.
Oh my god,
That's
those are
huge.
gigantic, and you struggled with that.
Yeah.
You should be wearing your glasses all the time.
Those letters are.
Yeah.
Oh my
high.
god.
Celebrating. I'm near
I thought you were looking at
celebrating.
something over
Yeah.
here. I was like, oh man, he's really struggling with that. There's nothing there. I was like, oh, it's this. The
I'm
big
near
letters.
I definitely can't read anything on that board right now.
Holy really?
Yeah, nope, not without
Wow.
glasses
That's
on.
what I'm saying. Like your eyesight's so bad.
Well, you
like,
didn't
I'm
get. I got a
surprised.
forceps to the eye when I was a baby.
Oh, is that
When
what
the
happened?
doctor was pulling me out, I got a forceps to my left eye, so I have a partial
for
lazy
real?
eye. Yeah, for real.
No shit.
Yep, I have.
Never knew that. That's
I have
crazy.
a partial. I didn't know it until like a year ago.
Did your folks like sue him over that?
They should have.
No.
Like malpractice suit?
I don't know.
You
Dad.
might still have a fucking.
I don't know, Dad. Did you
Frank.
fucking sue him? My dad is like
Find
our
him.
number one listener to this show.
Oh,
he
nice.
loves listening to this podcast.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Nitz.
Hey, how come he wasn't at the show last night?
I don't know. He had shit going on. So
That would have been a good show for him. We would have got to see a lot of cool bands.
yeah, there were a lot of cool bands. Man, that was such a fun time. But anyway, back to my glasses. Real matters at hand.
Right. I already heard about the forceps thing earlier today.
Yeah,
so-
you
Oh,
did.
you already knew.
Yeah, because we were talking to Dave when we got here.
I knew you had an issue with your eye. I didn't know it was because of that. I
Oh,
thought
it
it was
is
just
because
like
of
a.
that. I
I
didn't
thought you
know
were
that
just
either.
born with that. Okay.
I didn't
Huh.
know, and now I can't do anything but just stare at it.
I mean, you can't really notice it's a lazy eye. Like, it
I'm just
doesn't
fucking
drift
around,
off.
dude.
You know what I mean?
notice.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know if I
don't have
necessarily
that
say it's a
type of
lazy
shit.
eye though. Like, I don't know.
I mean, vision wise, yeah, it might, like, I could see way better on my right eye than I can on my left eye.
Huh.
My left eye is the stronger prescription than the right eye.
so I wouldn't
so-
say it's necessarily a lazy eye. You just got a shit eye.
It was diagnosed as a partial lazy eye by
Oh,
like
okay.
by a
By the same doctor that poked you, huh?
No.
Just say it's a lazy eye. Don't tell him anything else.
Dude, I've had glasses since I was 6 years old.
Dude, my dad had glasses when he was 18 months.
What?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. I think he just ran into walls a lot or crawled into walls as a kid a lot.
1.5 years old, your dad was wearing glasses.
Sure.
How do they even, what does he need to see at 1.5 years old?
The world.
But how did they know?
I have no idea. But yeah, he had glasses super fucking young. My dad's vision's god awful.
Yeah.
Like it's horrendous. It's worse than yours.
Dude, I never hear stories about your dad anymore. Like ever.
He's dead.
No, he's not.
No, he died.
When did he die?
A month ago.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No. Mm-hmm. No, he fucking didn't, dude.
Yeah, he's still very much alive. Yeah, I don't know.
You never, but you used to post stories about your dad like all the time.
It's essentially the same story, just a different place. There's nothing really new to tell. It's the same shit, man. I've told all the stories to tell.
Yeah. Do you have any recent stories about him?
No, not really.
No, just extraneously stupid things.
Nothing out of the ordinary for me. You know, it's the same shit.
My favorite was the story about how your dad like reheats his coffee in the microwave so much that it turns into like charred
It evaporates. Because he's very forgetful, and he'll be like, "Oh, this coffee's cold." Put it in the microwave, fucks off for like an hour, and then he comes back and goes, "Ah, it's cold." Puts it back on, fucks off. Does this all day. And he's just like, oh, and it's just like slowly just evaporating. And then he's just like, that's good coffee. I'm like, that's disgusting. Like, what the fuck, man?
That's so funny.
And he's good for that.
Yeah. When is your dad going to come to a show?
No, never.
Something is waiting show.
Unless we do it like 1 in the afternoon and finish by about 5, then he'll go.
Yeah.
He's in bed by like 6 or 7 usually.
Whoa, yeah. Really?
But he also gets up at like 4 in the morning.
To go to work?
No. Just gets up at 4 in the morning.
Who wants to do that? You know what?
That's just how he is.
I know some people, like my parents have to do that to get to work and shit.
Right.
But like I know older people that do that too. I'm just like, what?
No, it's just how he works. I mean, he used to like be like, I'm gonna go to work at 4 in the morning. I'm like, Jesus, dude.
Damn. No.
But yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he just gets up, watch something.
Fuck, man. Yeah, I guess, whatever works.
The news isn't even on that early yet. It's like infomercials,
Yeah, god damn.
Oh, look at that grill.
Jeez. Ugh. So you're at the cave now. So you used to work at IV, correct? Or you used to engineer at IV?
That's correct.
You've done sessions there?
Yeah.
No shit. Okay, so what was your connection to IV Lab?
My connection was I flew up here from Florida and then knocked on the door and went inside.
Oh, really?
I was like, here's my resume, Mike.
Oh, okay.
And then like, hey, you didn't have an appointment. I was like, yeah. I just thought I'd come in personal touch.
Yeah.
And then so the manager was like, oh, just come back tomorrow. We'll talk. And so I came back and then they were like, when are you moving?
Oh, wow.
And then I was like, probably moving in like a month. 2 weeks maybe. Like, all right, we'll just hit us back when you get back in. And then my first session there was for some bands, a band I'm friends with called Oscar Bait, like a positive hardcore band, like kind of
okay,
punk influenced.
From here, obviously. Maybe?
Yes.
Okay, and you were living in Indiana at the time?
No, I was living in Florida.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, definitely a distance. So. When you were at IV, was it when it was at the OG location on Irving and Sheridan, or when it was on like Clybourne or whatever?
I've never even seen that OG location. This was the one that was on Clybourne, just north of
Fullerton,
which they now have completely torn that place down.
Oh, they knocked it down.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah,
it was like urban developers bought that, and then
I didn't know they were knocking the building down.
Paul had told me that used to be Al Jorgensen from Ministry's old studio, right?
I don't know about that.
That's what he told me.
That's the story I heard.
Yeah.
It was called like Chicago Recording something.
Yeah.
Not CRC, obviously, not Chicago Recording Company, but it was like Chicago something. I don't know. But I know they had like, it was a rap studio at some point. They had a whole bunch of like
hip hop dudes.
Yeah. They had a whole bunch of real shitty like local hip hop there. There were boxes of like little frames of the album artwork for the
for all
the records
they left
they
behind.
did. It was like very like late 90s No Limit Records looking sort of stuff.
Wow.
Like photoshopped in pit bulls and like fake diamonds that have been photoshopped in as well. Yeah, it was interesting. But I didn't have a connection before I got there.
Yeah.
I had that connection and then
wow.
Yeah.
Was Paul already working there then? Yeah, he must have been.
He was gone.
Oh,
he had
really?
Left he had already left. He came in. I met him a few times when he came in to do some sessions. There was a drum session one time, and reamping session for another band one time, which I had mentioned earlier, but I don't remember what the band was.
I think it was Epitasis you were saying. Or
That's
no.
what you said, and I said that sounds familiar.
Yeah, maybe it was.
So I
That'd
don't
be
know.
crazy. That'd be funny. Huh.
Yeah, but that's so weird because, like, I know, or maybe it was. I don't know. I don't remember who Paul did metal wise. I know he did Epitaph, a single for them,
Right.
and then some other shit. But like, and that old location of Ivy was so awesome. I liked that one more than the one that it ended up moving to.
I've never been there, but I do know the IV stands for in vault.
Yeah, because it was in like an
it
old
was
bank
a
vault.
bank
Yeah, it was so cool.
Sucks that I never got to visit that.
Yeah.
That sounded pretty awesome.
It was dope. We did the drums for Essence of the Land, the Warford EP there when Paul was just an intern at Ivy.
Little baby Paul.
Yeah, so he was just interning there before he became like a full-time engineer there. But
became manager too. Like
Manager,
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
part-time
yeah.
Studio manager there too.
yeah. And I mean, I think Vinny interned there for a minute, and like some other people from Sounds or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah. Man, then we did our drums for the Roman Ring album at Ivy, the
New one. Yeah.
And that was like co-owned by another company, right? At the time.
It wasn't like a recording company, right? It wasn't like a
No, like the front of the building, there was a second floor there.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there was just like they did like
Classes,
web,
right?
Web development sort of stuff.
Oh, okay.
And it was like it was like outsourced jobs from like Facebook and other things like that for them to do something extra, and it was all that. I don't know exactly what it was.
Okay.
But they owned the building.
Right.
And then so Ivy moved in and partnered up with them, and those people also owned the SSL 4000 console that was in Studio A.
Oh, okay.
And then had some other stuff. And one of the guys was like the head of sales from I think he's head of sales. He's a sales guy anyway. Jeff Leibovich from Vintage King. So like a shit ton of stuff, and A was like his personally. He had like a fantastic amount of really top notch gear.
It was a really nice studio.
Yeah. I absolutely loved that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so that when that was shutting down, like the date was like really off. Like it was like, I don't know, maybe they were like, well, we might close down here, or we might be closed down by this date. And then so I started looking for other places to take clients, and I ended up taking most of my clients to Jam Deck, which was previously Minball, was the name of the joint or whatever.
And where's that spot at?
That's it, like Sacramento and Grand.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
Sacramento and Chicago.
Yeah. That's
like
not far from our practice spot at all.
yeah.
No, yeah, that's I like that place a lot.
Yeah,
It's
and
pretty
that's still
cool.
there.
That's
doing
still there.
shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They're it's got like a Quad 8 console that was made for like TV and film, but it sounds really good. It sounds great. And then they've got a bunch of mics. They've got a decent sized live room, and then one booth, and then there was previously another room separately, and a big like a big lobby area with a bunch of gear in it, and then they had another room that somebody used to rent out as a mix space, but that person is not there anymore, so they're currently converting that to another booth, which is fantastic because it's really hard to do live tracking there, which I'm a huge fan of live tracking.
Yeah.
It's like I try to get, and I mostly work with like rock bands, and so that's always a nice thing to do with a rock band, I feel like. But so it's like it was just the live room and a booth. So it was like, all right, let's stick 2 guitar amps in there and put a couple of dividers up, a couple of baffles up, and then like, all right, bass amp, I don't know, maybe we can run a cable to the bathroom and mic it. Or if not, let's just do DI or whatever. And then but I mean, it always works out, and I think that everything I like the sound of that room like a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's decent stuff. It's cool.
Did you go to school for record engineering?
I did later on. I first started engineering on my own in a studio in 2005.
Okay.
At my studio, I bought a whole bunch of shit. And just started that way. And I'd previously been doing live sound and corporate AV. I started off in corporate AV in like 98, I think.
Damn.
At a job. And
You know how old I was?
6.
7.
7, damn, so close.
That was close. That was a good guess.
And then so we started Dead of Winter, started recording a whole bunch, and I got real super into like the recording aspect of things. And so I just like had a buddy, Josh Long, who had was a couple of years older than me, who lived in my hometown, and he had gone out to this some sort of recording place in Arizona. It's like a popular one. I can't remember what it's called. I think Sam Liston went there.
The school, a school out there.
Yeah, like
okay.
yeah, and then so he like helped me and like got to pick his brain about stuff. And
That's cool.
And so I bought a whole bunch of stuff and started that on my own, and then did that in Indiana for a really long time, and then moved to Colorado. Had a much harder time doing it there, just because I was like in a small town. I was like 17,000 people in Durango, so it was very small. But like I was doing some like live recording, like taking my rig to places, and it was a very big like bluegrass jam band scene. So I was recording that stuff, and then having some people over to my place where I had everything set up and tracking there a little bit. And then moved here briefly to save some money, and moved to Florida, and it was very hard there as well. And then I ended up going to Full Sail. Yeah. After that, yeah. And
where was that? Where is that school?
That's in Orlando. Well, Winter Park, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I was kind of, I don't know. I was like out of sorts, and I was like kind of in a bad place, and I was trying to like mentally and emotionally and stuff. And I was like trying to figure out what I wanted to do with like my life. It was like sound. Yes. I was absolutely. And it was like, there's not a lot of money to be made for most people in music, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So then it was like, all right, so options would be like film and like game design. Like sound design for games and stuff like that. And so I got interested in those. And then once I was going through school, like thinking about getting a job in those areas kind of like freaked me out a little bit. And I was like, I have to like do music. Like, I don't know. It's like my whole adult life has been oriented towards that, like just bands and everything else and the studio stuff and live music and everything else for so long. And so then just went back to music. But I occasionally browse jobs on old LinkedIn for game audio.
Yeah. Have you ever done any game audio?
I have a portfolio for game audio for like a first-person shooter thing.
Oh, sick.
Oh, wow.
It was just like whatever the free game on Unity engine or Unreal Engine is. So you can like add your own sounds and shit like that.
Oh, what game is that?
It's not a real game. It's just something that was made so like when you download it, you can fuck with this.
Right, to learn how to use the program and all that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Unreal, baby.
Yeah. So
you ever play those games? Unreal Championship or Unreal Tournament?
Yeah. About that. I don't think so, no.
I had Unreal Championship for Xbox, and Raiden was in it. You never play those games?
On the PC.
Unreal Tournament? Yeah, that was a big one. Yeah.
I remember that one. I don't know that I played it, though.
Yeah, I never played it. I played the one on Xbox, but it was good. I liked it.
Fair enough.
Oh, my God. Fuck, I am so tired.
See,
I was going to try
I told you, it doesn't matter what time of the day we do this. You're always tired.
Yeah, I was trying to fucking do a bunch of shit tonight, but I'm like, you know what? I'm probably not going to do anything.
Gonna go to the bottle tonight?
What's at the bottle?
I don't know, some fucking show.
Who tipped you off to a show at the bottle?
Gobo and Gabe are going to it.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
What kind of show?
I don't know. It's Empty Bottle. Rock show. Cool show, I guess.
That's cool.
I just want to recover still.
Yeah, me too, man. Like,
you're lucky you got me out last night.
I know, man.
Because I wanted to go out Thursday night for the Immortal Bird show at Metro, because it's like,
oh my God,
how awesome is it that you get a friend that gets to play the Metro? So I felt bad that I couldn't go.
They sounded so sick.
That
show was so fucking. I'm so glad I went to that, dude.
Did you see Megan at all?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I saw her and her husband.
Nice. Yeah, because she texted me. She's like, "Are you here?" I was like, "No." I was like, "I'm sick of shit."
She was. Fun fact. So that show got like fucked. That tour has been like a disaster for some of these bands. Yeah. So do you know the band Full of Hell, the grind band?
No.
They're on tour. They were on tour with Cattle Decapitation on their headliner, because Cattle just dropped that new record, Death Atlas. So they're doing a headlining tour right now. The lineup was Cattle Decapitation, Atheist, the old school death metal band from Florida. They're like experimental with that stuff too. And Full of Hell, the grind band, Author and Punisher, who's like, it's like an industrial project. It's one dude, which is really cool because he like has created all of his own instruments.
Just saw a thing on YouTube about that.
Yeah, like, did you see that video?
I didn't watch it yet, but I was like, that looks really
cool,
fucking
dude.
cool.
Yeah, and he makes a lot of dark electronic stuff. He actually
I could see why,
did a guest feature on the last Cattle Decapitation record, that dude. And he's going to be opening for Tool, apparently.
Good
for a
him.
leg of shows.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
that's like huge. So, and then Vitriol, which is a death metal band, I'm wearing their sweater, and I got
fucking rule.
Yeah, they're so dope. That was like my main selling point was I really wanted to see Vitriol.
That's who I really wanted to see.
Yeah,
for
and this
that,
was
for
their.
sure.
They lived up to the hype for
Really?
sure. Yeah,
First U.S. tour, right?
yeah, it is their first U.S. tour. It was their first time in Chicago. So I was just like, all right, let's do it. So we did it. So Full of Hell's entire van got robbed like
what?
last week.
Not even, right? Like it was like within 5 days, I think, of that show.
Yeah, oh yeah, within 5 days of the show, yeah, definitely. So they had to drop off the tour. They were like, we have no gear, we have no merch, we don't have a van, we have to go home. Like instead of trying to like rent gear and rent another van, we're just gonna like recoup. They did a GoFundMe and they got their goal. They got like $40,000.
Like just use our backline.
I think they offered, but I just think they didn't want to do it because they were just so bummed. So like,
I guess, but
That'd be
whatever.
a heavy psychological blow, I feel like.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, our friends at Immortal Bird had that happen.
yeah, they got their
And
van
it
robbed years
sucked.
ago. Yeah,
But they actually ended up continuing the tour.
Yeah,
And I
they
remember
used-
talking to them about it, and like it is like the most depressing thing I've ever heard was hearing them talk about it because like Nate lost the guitar he had when he was like 16, 17, I think. That
Yeah,
Fender that he had for fucking ever, and then his PRS that is like the iconic Nate guitar. Like whenever I think of Nate, I picture him with the red PRS, and like that's fucking gone now. Which is crazy to think of.
yeah, but yeah. So Full of Hell didn't play. Author and Punisher had some transportation issues. I think whatever he
I
was
heard their
driving
van,
in
like,
fucked
got
up.
fucked up,
Yeah.
yeah.
His van got fucked up. So Gigan ended up filling in. For the show.
As well as Immortal
And
Bird.
Immortal Bird
Yeah.
got the spot, the opening spot, because initially Author and Punisher was supposed to do it. So Immortal Bird was just going to be the local opener for the show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but everybody kicked ass. I got there. Me and Alex got there running time after work to catch Immortal Bird, and they were great.
Good. Yeah, I heard they played only a 20-minute set, which is kind of
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of
bummer,
time.
but I
Everybody's
understand.
sets were really short.
Really?
I wonder if it's a curfew thing with the Metro, but I don't know. I think there was re-entry there that
Really?
show. Yeah, there's never re-entry at the Metro, but that
it
time
21
there
and
was. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't think so, but I could be wrong. But I don't know. I just remember I saw them. We saw Gigan because they went on after. And they were actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Because Gigan's, I've seen.
I didn't
this
know they were
probably-
from Chicago.
Oh, really?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, I've seen them like 8 times now, and
Really?
like unintentionally.
I think you're pronouncing it. I think it's Gigon.
No,
I believe
it's
is
not.
what Danny
Fucking
told us
Danny,
is
idiot.
what it's called.
Yeah,
It's
we have
Gigon.
our singer Danny like doesn't know how to pronounce things at all, so he just but he doesn't even like be like I don't know this. He just goes for it. Like
Which you got to like. It's commendable. You know,
When I
he's
first-
confident in what he says, and it's not always right, but he says it with confidence.
when I first joined Rum and Ring, we were talking about bands. He's like, "Have you ever heard this band called Red Sparrow S?" And I was like, "What?"
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I was like, "No, I've never heard of them. What are they?" And then he showed me on his phone. I was like, "Red Sparrows, you fucking idiot!
Love
fuck."
that band, by the way.
Yeah, they're a cool band, but it's just like, dude, what?
Sparrow S.
Yeah, Red Sparrow S.
like, who goes
what?
that route? What he does. Yeah.
He called Fallujah Faluha.
Faluha. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Gigan, he called him Gigon.
Gigon. That was a good one. Man, there's so many that I can't think of it.
He'll never
Yeah.
like live it down too because he still does shit like that. He said
Oh, yeah.
vitriol was weird too. He said it wrong.
Did he?
Yeah, like vitriol or something like
God
that. I'm like,
damn
you
him.
fucking
Yeah.
idiot. Like, just look up the word, dude. Just look up the fucking word. Like dictionary websites will phonetically. There's an audio sample.
Yeah,
You can
there's a
literally hear
sample.
how it's
Yeah.
pronounced. He's an
Maybe
idiot.
one
But
day.
anyway, besides that, like
God bless him.
Vitriol was so sick at that show.
I'm
and
sure.
everybody just sounded good. I didn't stay for all of Cattle set. I caught a couple songs.
Oh, really?
But yeah.
No shit.
But yeah, it was late. It was like 11 o'clock by the time they went on, and I still had to like public transit myself home from the Metro. So I took the Clark bus to the Devon bus, but my first time on an extendo bus, what I like to call
Oh,
them,
yeah.
where you see like the weird like
accordion
Stargate.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me like I'm going through a portal. It's sick, dude. I love those buses. I was like, damn, there's so much room on this thing. Like instantly found a seat. Definitely. Well, I mean, I was also really late, but it was cool. Extendo bus, dude. So
Been on one time. I took a bus on Michigan to like Belmont with Tim Longo, and then
Oh,
that
yeah?
was like we got on that shit, and I was like, this is nuts.
what were you doing on Michigan? Where were you at on Michigan Avenue?
We were just walking.
Oh.
And I can't remember. We were trying to get to something, And we were way the fuck, like way off and not even close. And then we're like, we just were going and no one checked their phone. And they're like, where the fuck is this? And then like, I can't even remember where we were going. This was like 2.5 years ago. And then like we get the phone out and like, oh.
We missed the
We
mark.
just want to get the bus and go over to your place? Yeah, let's do that. All right, cool. Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah, wow.
yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Those extendo buses are cool. But
Where it's at?
yeah, I wish there was one on Devon, but there's not.
They're only like in the downtown section, right?
Yeah.
I don't ever see them outside of there.
No. Yeah, I never see them outside of the downtown. And what's weird is like, because Clark is one of the owl buses, so it runs 24 hours. And so is Belmont, but Belmont never has the extendo buses. And I would say you probably go to a lot more destinations on Belmont than Clark, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe it is like a city thing, like a city thing, you know? Like,
Yeah,
whatever.
I see them on like Clark and LaSalle State,
yeah.
Dearborn, like Illinois, like anything right there, like
Yeah.
by the river, like downtown River North, and that's like it.
Yep. River North. Ugh.
River
That's the
North.
cool place to
Hate
be,
it.
man.
God, it's so cool.
All the cool kids are.
Oh,
Dude, that burger was so good the other day
dude, we ate
at Rock Bottom.
Oh,
Yeah, have you
nice.
ever been there?
Um,
There's a couple locations. There's more than one.
Yeah.
But there's one right
I wanna
by our
say
job.
yeah, but I just don't remember.
There's one in Chicago, and then there's one in the. There might be one in the Burbs.
There is
There's,
one in the
I think there's a
Burbs.
couple in the Burbs.
Yeah.
isn't there?
Is there? Yeah, because it's a chain, but the brewery is different at all of them. None of them have the same beers.
Oh,
They get to brew
Oh.
whatever
Cool.
they want or whatever. But
That's cool.
Yeah, I go there a lot. It's my
Oh.
jam. I had beef stroganoff, and I was so fucking disappointed. It was staring at me on the menu for so long and looked so delicious. And I
Yeah.
would like to consider myself a beef stroganoff aficionado.
Oh,
I
okay.
love this shit. And this was just garbage.
Oh.
It was like sweet, and they sprinkled diced dill pickles on the top of it, and it was
Mm.
like not a
What?
They're just trying to be
not a
different, you know?
deal. Yeah, like the
Too
steak that
different.
was in it was good because it was like steak medallions, and then
Okay.
like the sauce was like no bueno.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah, it was like all sweet and shit.
that's a bummer.
Give me the savory.
Yeah.
But the burger looked delicious.
It was awesome. It was killer. I'm a fan.
Good.
Their wings are good too. I've had their wings a couple times, but I
Yeah.
knew we were going to Reggie's after, so I was like, you know, I ain't.
Yeah, save room for those wings.
Yeah, you know, I ain't playing around.
First time I saw you that night, you had wings in your hand.
Yeah, I was just walking around, man.
I came up to him. I watched the band for a little bit, and then I turned around. I was like, "Oh, there's Jason." And then
Just a big old thing
I'm
of
like,
wings.
I'm like, "Hey!" And then they deliver the wings right to him right as I'm walking.
And I'm
up.
like, yeah,
they
dude,
looked
that was
fucking
killer.
good. They smelled good too.
they're so fucking good,
I've only
dude.
had wings there like one time.
Yeah.
I don't really go to Reggie's too terribly often. Though.
That's fair.
Yeah,
It's a fun place, though. Yeah, but I don't go there that often.
Their food is
either.
pretty good. The wings are
It's
usually
better than you would
always good.
expect from like a venue, you know?
Yeah, definitely,
yeah.
definitely.
Dude, Sam had some like char dog last night.
Really?
Okay.
Boyardi?
Yeah.
Yeah, it smelled really good.
Do you like it?
Looked good. He seemed to enjoy it. I didn't
That's
ask
good.
him specifically.
We got half off on food last night. The bands did. Sometimes we get free food if I bitch enough
Nice.
when we play at Reggie's. Like when we open for
You
total
guys had
packages.
pre-sales. How'd you not get fucking free food that
Pre-sales?
night? Pre-sale tickets
What do you mean?
for the show.
We had you mean people
Yeah.
bought tickets in advance?
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, I was talking to somebody and they were like, "Oh, are you playing Reg?" Oh, you know who it was? It was Kevin Mandel.
Yeah.
Kevin was like, "You're playing at the bar. How many tickets did you have to sell?" And I'm like, "None. It's my show, bitch."
We've
like,
never had to sell. We've never had to sell.
I've
tickets
never
there
sold
either.
tickets at
yeah, and I was
Reggie's?
like,
What's
"Are
he
you sure you're
talking
thinking
about?
of Reggie's, man?" Like, because I've played both sides multiple times, and we've never had to sell any tickets for anything.
Even for like big national acts, I've never.
Yeah,
had
no,
that.
never. I mean, we
That's
played
weird.
with
Why would you
Aborted,
say
Fit for
that?
an Autopsy, Revocation. Like, we played with a lot of Gorguts,
Yeah.
Psychroptic. We've opened for a lot of bands there.
You should never have to pay. You should never have to pre-sale tickets.
Oh, I
Because-
absolutely.
it's fucking
100%
ridiculous.
agree, yeah.
Well, I mean, especially like I feel like Reggie's has like a built-in clientele.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
just people that go. It doesn't matter what the fuck the show is. There's people going to be at the venue, at the bar. Like, just
Absolutely,
period,
yeah.
story, yeah.
Plus, they have like tons of like ad space for shows all the time too. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you don't need
Yeah.
that.
And, dude, they had, like, that is, like, in my opinion, the premier spot to catch it, like, a death metal tour is at Reggie's. If there's ever a sick death metal tour coming at Reggie's, I'm like, this is going to pop off. It's going to be a sick show. Like, I saw Aborted there a few months ago, and it's sold out. Which is like crazy. I mean, they're not even from the States and they don't tour here that much. And I'm like, fuck, that's like awesome.
Yeah.
It was killer. Yeah. It was like them, Cryptopsy, Hideous Divinity, and Benighted, which is like, Benighted had never come to America. Hideous Divinity never came to America. Like, that was their first tours. That was just like, holy shit. And the show sold out. Like, God damn.
I got real into Cryptopsy for a minute. But
Yeah. Dude, I still am real into Cryptopsy. What albums? Do you remember?
No, it's been a minute.
Okay. Yeah.
And, yeah.
Because
There's
that's
one album specifically, but I can't think of what it was called.
Yeah. They have so many, like that band has had so many like different lineups. Like everybody has their preferred era of Cryptopsy. I like them all for the record, but
That just scared me when you knocked that over.
Right onto your phone.
onto my
You're like,
phone.
"Ugh."
The good thing in this case is waterproof and coffee proof.
The coffee's already all over his jacket, so
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you know the stain here.
They got that camo, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, this fucking. You can't. It's so stupid. I'm just like, man, this is so.
You should have just
dumb.
got a black windbreaker.
I have a black windbreaker.
Oh, God. Now it's even dumber.
Maybe you could see. Maybe this is just. Yeah, it is even dumber, right?
You should not have said that.
Yeah, I know. God damn it.
Now you just have 2 black windbreakers, basically. Doubling up on
I don't know.
windbreakers. All right.
I don't know what the hell's going on, man.
It's okay. Gabe has multiple fur jackets. So
I know.
might
I
as
wish
well
I
have
had
multiple
one after
windbreakers.
seeing him wear fur coats.
He recently took the sleeves off of one.
Yeah.
He told me that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in action yet, but if anybody could rock that, it's definitely Gabe. So looking
Yeah.
forward to seeing that one.
Yeah. I almost bought it.
I wonder how his show went. Hopefully well.
Yeah, I hope it went well too. Where were they playing at?
You guys crushed the Forever Death Fest with your show, apparently.
Yeah, man.
Which is a
That
bummer. I feel bad because that was a good show that was going on over
Yeah,
at
it was
Cobra,
a cool bill. And we got offered to play that show, like the pre-party, and we said no.
What the hell's the pre-party
They
show?
did a pre-show at Cobra Lounge on Thursday with a bunch of other bands, pre-Forever Death Fest, and then they did it this year. It's
Who played the pre-fest?
Jeff's band, Glory Hole Guillotine.
Oh, really?
Jeff from upstairs. He
Jeff
played it.
Kornfeld.
Yeah, I would
I've heard
have
that
gone to
name.
that show if I wasn't at
Cool.
Cattle. No, not cool. I'm not cool. I wouldn't have been. I would have been there if I wasn't at Cattle Decapitation.
Likely story.
No, you know what? I probably would have been at Shep's show. Maybe. I don't know. That's the thing. It's like, come on, guys. Like, especially December for Chicago shows, it's always like nobody's touring because it's the winter and everybody's like, let's just do a big Chicago show. And then it all overlaps. And like, your next show is going to fucking overlap.
Yeah, I'm bummed.
When's yours?
December 20th at Reggie's.
Huh?
It's the Holiday Horror Fest.
Yeah, the
So it's
Macabre
both
Holiday of
sides.
Horror.
It's the one time a year the Macabre plays or whatever. And I'm just stoked because they're playing with Hugh Corrupts. It's like one of my favorite bands growing up.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, at the
they
same
are-
time, they're amazing. They're
They
a great
are
grind,
sick.
Chicago grind band, if anybody's not familiar with them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, our guitar player from Roman Ring, Nate, one of his old bands, The Infected, is doing like a one-off reunion show.
Nice.
And they're
Yeah,
a
like a punk rock,
phenomenal
yeah.
fucking band, like punk thrash, like great. The funniest thing ever was like I took Tom to one of their shows, our buddy of ours, and his reaction was the best ever. He goes, "It's really nice that Nate has another outlet to shred guitar on."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, he does. That's good."
Yeah,
Yeah,
he still rips, man.
Yeah, all the time. And yeah, they're an awesome band. And I had every intention of going to that show and seeing them because I did enjoy them before and everything. And yeah, we have a show the same night, which fucking sucks.
Well, you're coming with me to see their set.
I'm going to try. I really don't want to miss Hugh Corrupts.
But Gobo said that. Didn't Gobo
I
say?
talked to Nate. They're going on pretty early.
Really?
Yeah, according to Nate, they're going on like 10:30.
What time are you on? God damn it. I'm
We
trying to go to
are-
both shows that
Do it.
night.
There's nothing preventing you.
I know. I'm getting my car and I'm doing a caravan. And I'm going to do like, hey, if anybody wants to come try and make both of these sets, hit my ass
Tell
up.
Nate to Skype the show. See if he can do it.
Skype.
He will fold under the pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. I don't know, man. I would not. Damn it. Fuck, man. That sucks because I'm.
I'm trying to think where we
Yeah.
are in the order of things.
But the thing is like I want to see Nate play with the Infected so bad because
You've never
Nate
seen
is
it,
like
right?
the shit. Never seen him with the Infected.
They're fucking
By the time I
awesome.
join, I'm sure they are, and like I know them, like I know all the dudes, and like well some of the dudes,
Yeah.
and like I've listened to them, and I know they're a cool band. But like Reggie's, Wings, He Who Corrupts, and your band, and other sick metal bands, it's just like I could catch November's Doom. I've never seen them. I kind of wanted to.
Without Ways is playing too, which is
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, they're a good band. See,
Everything
like,
Must Die is playing. Those guys are always fun.
yeah, that's such a bad day to have both of those shows going on.
It's a real fucking bummer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I signed up for it, I didn't realize it. Yeah.
I don't think anybody realized it. But I mean, it's like at the same time, it's like nothing would have stopped that show from happening anyway.
Which one?
The Macabre Show, because they're just going to do it every. I mean, they do it every year.
It is like this is like the 20th year of it or some shit like that.
This is their, and they only like most. They're not like a full-time band. They're like this cult death metal band, Macabre. And they have kind of like humorish elements to them. I've never been super crazy about the music, but they're kind of cool.
Somebody described it really well to me last night. Now I can't think of what they said.
Some like
they're like this band, like they were related it to something that was like that's the perfect example of it.
Have you listened to them?
No, never.
Yeah. I don't think you would like it.
I don't like a lot of things, so yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that.
I don't even really like it. But I would like to see them. I've never seen them. I've never.
I mean, they're like an iconic Chicago band. They're like an institution of Chicago metal, basically.
Yeah.
So I get it. Yeah. So I mean, it's a great opportunity for us. I'm not.
Yeah, that's going to be a killer show. It's always like a huge turnout there too. It's like a big deal at Reggie's. Yeah. Like they do
I guess this year is the first time they're actually going to stagger the bands appropriately.
Oh.
Yeah.
They would just have them overlap, I guess, back in the day, and now they're actually going to have it so that.
You can go to one side and go to the other side.
You'll catch a full set of all the bands.
That's good.
Yeah.
Which is nice because then we have like a 30-minute changeover. And like, I was like, that's going to feel like fucking forever. And Gil was like, really? I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm used to 5 minutes and I can get on and off. You know, I was like, this is going to be great. I was like, I can do my taxes and then get my gear up. It'll be awesome.
I love long changeovers, man.
I love them too. It's nice. It's just they're few and far between. But
our changeover was pretty slow last night.
Shout out to fucking Nick LaRocco on that fucking changeover. Holy shit, kid.
Yeah.
His kit was not set up.
No.
Not one piece was set up on his kit. I was like, man, if I was a TM to that, I would have killed him. I'd be like, if you pull that shit again, you are never playing a show. Get the fuck out of here, kid.
Dude. I was surprised. I didn't realize
my anxiety went through the roof watching that happen. I'm like, this is bullshit, Nick.
Dude, that was so funny. Because like... I literally, because I saved that back room, that little hallway there. I was like, because I talked to the guy that was like, can we put some gear in there? He's like, yeah. And I was like, I'm only going to do drum kits and I'm only going to do the 3 bands. Like, I'm just going to do Baron Air, Thieves, and Us. And we'll set them up accordingly. So it's
cool. Good idea.
Nick's is the first one out. And then once he's done playing, he'll go out. And he had plenty of room.
I'm sure he did.
And then then Adam
even what's the drummer from Misanthropy?
I forget the dude's name.
He was like ready to roll pretty quick.
Yeah. He set up at the side of the stage. Yeah. And it was like, oh, cool. He wasn't in the way and his kit was like easy enough to do it. I'm like, damn, awesome.
Very professional.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I asked him, I was like, yo, you could put your kit back here. And they're like, no, this is good. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. Less of a headache for me. Like, and everybody else. And like my kit's huge, but I at least set up my rack and I set up what I could to bring it in there. But it was just like, like I could not bring a full rack. It wouldn't even get out of that hallway. It wouldn't fit. So that's why I shouldn't have a rack. But
next time.
You don't have a rack, right?
No.
Smart.
Yeah.
No. I go real minimal.
Yeah.
Snare, rack tom, floor tom, hi-hat, ride, 2 cymbals.
Nice.
That's it.
Damn. Just the hi-hat and the ride?
And 2 cymbals.
Oh, 2 crashes. Yeah.
Crash.
Oh, duh.
I did those.
Yeah, I've seen you play that on your kit before. Your kit sounds good, man.
Thanks, dude.
Don't you have the Joey Jordison snare?
I do have the Joey Jordison
that snare is so dope, man.
Dude, it's got...
Is that an all metal snare?
It is.
It is, okay.
It is. It's a 6.5 by 13. It's got like the top head is so fucking nice. It's got that real stiff crack to it. But then the depth gives it like that 6.5 makes it a little bit more bottom end to it too. So it's got a lot of body to it. Yeah. But I don't know. I love the way that snare sounds.
Oh, cool. I love it too. The first drummer from Rivers, Ron, he used to have that snare. He named the snare Norm. He's like, good old Norm.
That's funny.
Yeah, that thing cracked like a motherfucker, dude.
Dude, I love it. Because it's like, I remember like on tour with like the Fight Within and shit, it was like...
you've had it that long?
Band. I've had... I think that's...
So you played drums in the Fight Within?
I did play drums in the Fight Within.
Oh, okay.
And it was a punk band or whatever. And so like we would go places and I'd be setting up.
That's a good curveball for a punk band. I like that.
Yeah. And everybody would be like, oh, nice snare.
Right.
Like,
of course. Because it has like all the Slipknot symbols and stuff on it. Right? Of course. Yeah. So that's going to throw people off for sure.
Everybody would like, all the other bands would like snicker and talk shit. And then they'd hear it. And then afterwards they'd be like, yo, that snare sounds good. Like, I know, motherfucker.
See? Yeah.
But that thing's so loud too. Like
I know, I love it.
Up at a small venue, and then when you're like doing sound check and you're hitting it, everybody in the audience winces.
Right.
Every single
Holy
snare
shit.
crack.
Yeah, man. I remember I saw you guys at Crown Liquors, and I was just like, oh, yeah, that snare's got some ass to it,
I
dude.
love that snare.
Yeah. Oh, man, I wish I had one. They're not in production anymore, I don't believe.
No, they've been out for maybe like 5 years or
Yeah,
something. They've
it's
been
hard-
gone.
they're hard to find.
Who made it? Was it Pearl?
Pearl, yeah.
Pearl.
Pearl used to make, I don't know if you guys remember, they did a whole Joy Jordison replica kit for a minute.
No, I remember that. Yeah.
I saw an ad for that, but I never actually saw one.
I played
it
it
was the double kit.
Yeah,
Yep.
double kick. It was like either 4 or 3 rack toms and 2 floor toms.
It was a big fucking kit.
They had one at the Sam Ash in fucking Villa Park or Lombard or wherever the fuck. I used to play it there.
I think I remember seeing it there.
Yeah. Damn, I wonder how much. Like, I kind of want to look. I'm gonna look it up.
Dude, I
real
bet
quick.
you can get those for cheap. I don't know.
Maybe
I'm
not.
just curious.
I don't know. Yeah, they could go either or on that.
Yeah.
Because Slipknot is still as big as ever, but then again, Joy Jordison's not in the band.
Right.
So I don't know. Somebody recently on Facebook tagged me on the Jay Weinberg is the greatest metal drummer of all time. And my buddy was like, what are your thoughts on this? And I was like, oh, God, I really want me to chime in. And basically what I said was, like, you know what? I was like, given the criteria that they gave to him here, you know, like amongst mainstream drummers, yeah, he's a great metal drummer. You know, in the grand scheme of things, with the world seeing this guy, in their eyes, yes. I was like, but if you want to factor in drummers that are a little more obscure, a little more underground,
Oh, absolutely.
way better drummers than him,
Yeah.
for sure, you know. But that guy's on a totally massive platform against other drummers that don't really do what that guy does. So
Right,
you got to
exactly.
give him that, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I understand that why they gave him that trophy or accolade or whatever.
Sure.
But yes, in the grand scheme of things, no, he's not the greatest metal drummer of all time. But
Yeah.
to those people, yes,
he's
for
no
sure.
Jason Nitz, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Who is, huh? Who really is?
Yeah, for
Nobody.
real, man.
Nobody is. That's,
But holds a
yeah.
candle to
made
this
up.
kid. As bad as he was last night, he's still pretty fucking good.
There was 2. So yeah, it had 2 kicks, 3 rack toms. It came with the signature snare and 2 floor
Is there,
toms.
you have a price on that?
No, I don't have a price on it. I'm looking at the old expired musician's friend.
No,
page
so it just
for
says like no longer.
How much
Yeah.
was it when it was new? Does it say?
No, it
No,
doesn't
they,
even
they
have a
take
price
the prices
here.
off when they do that.
Oh,
What
this is an 8-piece
what was the kit made of?
Let's see.
I'm gonna go with maple.
There's 2 different versions of it too. Here's an 8-piece shell pack that was from well, how's it 8? Where's the 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, maybe it all was. Oh, that one didn't have the snare. This one has a snare. This was the Pearl 22 by 18, 2 22-inch kicks, 10, 12, 13 tom, 14, 16 floor tom, and then the signature snare. But it doesn't have the price on this one either.
Hmm.
It doesn't. And this was just a
Check
shell
reverb,
pack.
bro.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking.
It's got to be a kit on there.
Yeah, I'll look it up right now.
There's got to be. Everything's on reverb. What?
Nothing. It's just like I remember playing. I don't know. For some reason I've always just had a big distaste for like double kits with 2
I know.
kick drums.
Yeah, you're not a fan.
Yeah. I just think it looks tacky.
I don't like playing them. I don't care if
Yeah, I don't
somebody
like playing
else
them
plays
either.
it. I don't want to play that. But if somebody else does, then you're fucking slaying it. Then absolutely.
By all
there's
means,
no reason
yeah.
not to.
So
How
I also
many,
don't want to carry 2 kick
I
drums.
know.
Like, are you kidding me?
Ugh.
See, before Jason, our old drummer, had 2 kick drums, but they were small kick drums. So it wasn't the worst thing to lug around, which was nice.
Joe's kicks, what were
Yeah.
they, 20s?
I don't know, the little carrot cannons, we like to call
Yeah.
them.
Carrot cannons.
They were orange kick drums. It was awesome.
And they were Emperor kick drums when Emperor was making
They were
drums for a
fucking
minute.
Keller shells, man.
Oh. Yeah, so he had Joey Jordison had a 20-inch ride, a pasty ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they don't have the kit on here. They just have the snare. They have the snare for $350.
That seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I do believe that's what it was new.
Really?
Yeah.
There's only one on here.
So it's maintained its value.
Yeah.
Oh, good
apparently.
for them.
yeah.
I will not ever sell that snare drum. Like, that's something. that,
Yeah.
like,
I don't blame you. I love those like metal snares, man. They sound so fucking good. Like Gabe has what the fuck is it? Ludwig Acrolite.
Mm.
And that thing is like the shit. Like you feel it hit you in the chest whenever he plays that
Yeah.
thing. And I was like, yeah. And he has like a couple snares, like they're all wood, but and those sound good too. But yeah, well, for whatever reason, the Acrolite just like it, you feel it more than anything. It's
Nice.
awesome. And I love that because then makes it easier to play with him. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I can
absolutely.
feel it and hear it.
How heavy is that Joey Jordison snare? It's got some weight to it.
It's got some weight to it. I don't know. I wouldn't even be able to guess it, like an actual weight of it, because I'm just bad at that. But like
45 pounds. You're like way off.
Metal snares can get. Like,
I know they get heavy. Yeah.
Have you ever fucked with the Lars Ulrich snare that had like the diamond plate on the outside?
I've also seen an image of that, but I've never actually.
I picked one up at Vic's once. It's a heavy. I mean, it's not like super heavy, but it's heavier for a snare.
For your average snare.
Yeah.
That's an actual metal snare with diamond plating also on top of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like I can see. Yeah.
That's metal on metal.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a weight to it, because like.
They should tell you just for the sake
I don't even
of
think they have that new anymore, though. I think that's all used too. I'm seeing there's one used. Yeah, there's one for $400 on Guitar Center. I want to see if it has the weight. I'm just very curious. I never play. I hit it a couple times. I liked it.
Is it a pre-St. Anger snare drum?
No, it only does
It's
St. Anger.
just the St. Anger snare drum. The signature Lars Ulrich garbage can snare
but
drum.
that's what it looked like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
There's a James Hetfield's signature guitar
That also has the diamond plating. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Just on the pickguard or the whole thing?
I think it's the whole
think it's
body.
the whole body.
Right?
Damn.
Yeah.
Was
Like,
that?
like the front of it.
Do you remember who made that one? Was that when
LTD probably.
LTD.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
They currently make all of their signature guitars.
Yeah,
There's
they've
like-
been doing it for a while.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different Kirk ones, and then there's a bunch of different Hetfield ones too now.
Yeah.
Kirk Hammett just came out with like a Jackson
Really?
signature that looks fucking sick, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I remember the Kirk Hammett one that had like the hot to touch sticker on it.
Like,
You remember that one? It was an LTD.
Was that the one that was like $8,000 though?
It was black. No, I don't remember. Max would know. Max is like an aficionado with Metallica guitars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a
I
big
like
Metallica
the
guy.
Ouija
so-
board one. That one's cool.
Yeah.
The Ouija board. Yeah, that
the
was
White
Kirk.
Zombie one is cool.
That's
too.
a cool one, yeah.
Yeah. Damn. And I remember seeing these guitars. I would just go when I was a kid or younger, like a teenager. Like all my favorite metal bands had like signature guitars.
A lot of LTDs.
Like
probably.
LTD. Like Nergal from Behemoth had that
Still
obnoxious
does,
V. Really?
Mhm.
And Michael.
LTD is good with that, and they still seem to maintain a lot of like those signature series
Yeah.
for whatever reason. It's
Mike-
like rare that they get rid of people.
Michael Amott from Arch Enemy had the diamond plate pick guard, like V. The Lamb of God guitars, the white trash ones.
Are there other ones? I didn't know.
White trash and only
I'm
white
trying to
trash.
think.
Well, that's just the one guy, Willie Adler.
Yeah, he had like the camo guitars.
Mark Morton has Jackson.
Oh,
And
okay.
his are like-
Mark Morton used to be on LTD though, right?
I think so. And then Jackson snagged him. They
Dude.
do like his version. His guitar's all right. It's nothing too flashy. It doesn't look like a signature guitar, you know?
That's it.
It just
Both
looks
of
like a
the dudes
regular guitar.
from Atreyu had LTDs.
Yes. Does LTD make the one from the Bjorn Gillot from In
They
Flames?
used to, yeah. I think they used to have one. Yeah.
Oh, so it's not anymore.
Didn't he have like an Explorer or something?
I don't remember. Yeah.
I don't know if it was an Explorer. I think it was like vaguely like angular. Like
I thought he was like a Les Paul dude. I can't remember
he
now.
did. He like traditionally. I remember like pre-Reroute to Remain. He was definitely playing.
Yeah, I thought
like Les Pauls for sure.
He's got an Epiphone.
like
That's
an Epiphone signature or
Yeah.
huh?
It's like white, right?
Yeah, and it's like it looks like an SG or
Here, flip it around.
the fucking
Show the
trying to-
class.
Waiting for it. It's not an SG. It's the other body type. Hold on, I'm waiting for it to load.
Les Paul, Explorer.
No, Les Paul. I think right. That guy.
Damn you, kid.
Oh,
Yeah, Les Paul.
man, I thought it was something more angular.
That might have been the other guy.
Ah,
the one
Jesper
that-
Stromland.
Stromland.
Yeah, I think he was more of like the explorer-shaped
yeah.
guitar player, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Did you ever get into his band Dimension Zero?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I fucking did.
Dude.
What was
This is hell. That
Silent
record-
Night Fever? Do you
Nah.
remember that one?
Doesn't that have the cover of Helter Skelter on it?
Maybe. Let me look it up.
Dude, they had that record. This is hell was like,
That was good too.
oh, that thing. Yeah.
Dude, fuck yeah, like Dimension Zero. That was like my shit in high school, dude. Because I used to think, I was like, whoa, this is like sick. He's playing like death metal. Because it wasn't like an old school throwback. It was just like fucking like really aggressive, like thrashy death metal almost.
Yeah, it was like, thrashy Gothenburg style. Like it was, I don't know,
Interesting.
which you don't really. I mean, I suppose the Haunted or whatever, kind of, but like different. Yeah, I don't know. It was good. Like the drums were always just fucking balls to the wall.
Yeah,
but not
dude.
blast beat, and then the guitars would be medium paced.
Interesting.
And like they did some fast shredding, but like the guitars didn't always match up, and that, especially on that record, This Is Hell. And that's one thing that I really liked is the guitarists weren't just like fucking riffing at crazy speeds, but the drummer was just fucking going at all times. And it was I really liked that record a lot.
Yeah, I can't find the Helter Skelter. They covered the Bee Gees. They covered "Staying Alive."
I did not know
on
that.
on their last record, "He Who Shall Not Bleed." This Is Hell was good though. I had that one too.
That's Anders from In Flames produced that first record. This is
Silent
Hell.
Night Fever?
No, This Is Hell.
That's their second record.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Really? He produced it? He did produce it. That's crazy. I didn't know he was an
did that kind of-
engineer.
yeah.
He doesn't engineer. He just produced. He
Oh,
didn't
okay.
Do this shit. There are other producers that are on that, or I mean, engineers that are on that record. Have you heard his band Passenger? That was where he was getting his new metal out before
Yeah.
In Flames went full.
His solo record, right? His
really?
solo record,
Yeah.
Passenger. Yeah, I heard it bits and
So
pieces.
it's more of like a
never-
new metal sounding thing.
kind of, yeah.
So
yeah.
should we do that on our segment?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't think Gobo would deem it as straight new metal. So
Fuck
he'd
him.
be like, no, I got my next record, man.
I think I got mine. I'm kinda. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck. Somebody mentioned an album that I was like, fuck.
Well, you need to come up with a death metal one. So.
I already got one.
Yeah. What is it?
I'm not telling you.
Oh,
Planetary
You gotta wait.
Duality.
No, fuck no.
Good.
I know, it's not.
what are you gonna choose, or are you keeping that under your hat also?
I have to keep it under my hat also.
Okay.
I'm
You
actually,
don't have
I'm
to.
still at a toss up with my record, but I think, I don't know, actually. I think I'm still at a little bit of a crossroads because I kind of want to do a new record, but then at the same time, I don't want to do a new record because, like, it would be something that's in my top 10, and I want to talk about that eventually whenever I finish formulating that.
Is your own album in your top 10?
No.
No?
Fuck no.
Stupid.
No,
it's in everybody else's.
Some.
It's in a lot of them, right?
Yeah, I've seen a couple. I've seen
awesome.
a few now. Yeah, it's weird, man. It's strange.
That one that I saw a lot of where it was like you, Tool, and everybody else. It was amazing.
Dude, it was so weird,
So
man.
good. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was like so fucking weird. I was like, really?
Fuck
And he
yeah.
had us above Tool. I'm like, come
And
on,
like
man.
I like that he had like
Have
it
you
was
heard
like
that Tool
mediocre.
yeah,
and then there's
I like Tool, but
he broke them up and it was like mediocre, good, amazing, and then like godlike.
Yeah,
I think is what it was.
masterpieces or something like
yeah,
that.
and
I'm
you
like-
two were there.
yeah,
That's awesome.
I think that's legit. That I do. That record is fucking great.
the
Like,
Tool record.
No, yours.
Oh, our,
Jesus Christ. I think it's fucking creative.
yeah,
great, man.
Thanks,
It's
It's a
man.
fucking piece of art. Like legit. Like there's like, yeah. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you dig it.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
you know what's funny was I was talking to Brian of Steve's, and you know he listens to the show, and because of listening to the show, he checked you guys out, and he was like, "Yeah," he's like, hearing you guys describe it, he goes, "I wasn't sure if it was like right up my alley." He's like, "But then once I listened to it, he's like, yeah, it's fucking phenomenal. Like he loved it."
Yeah, that was really
Yeah,
sick.
It's pretty cool how they kind of crossed over to a lot of people that aren't
Yeah.
necessarily into, I guess, death metal. If you want to just narrow it
Yeah,
down.
see, because like those
You
Steve's
know?
dudes are so sick and good at music that I'm like, they'd probably fucking think we're lame as shit. Like I
No,
always
no,
thought
they
that.
really like it,
Yeah,
yeah.
and Rudy was like, dude, your album's like awesome, and I'm like, dude, come on, man. Like,
yeah, I don't really know what like they listen to like regularly.
I don't know either.
but,
Well, me and Rudy were talking about pop music for a little bit.
oh really?
Yeah, which is cool. So, but I didn't get to like,
Really pick his brain.
yeah,
We'll have to have him back on again. He was a great guest for sure. Like
Yeah.
he's funny. He's so fucking funny.
yeah, he's a cool dude. I like that guy. Well, cool, man. I'm fucking running out of gas here.
What? Come on.
You want to
Yeah.
keep going?
How
you
what do you
doing?
think about a beef and cheddar?
Beef. Oh man.
I heard there's an Arby's nearby.
There is an Arby's nearby.
Yeah,
I
not
might
far
fuck with
from
some
here.
Arby's. I shouldn't. But I'm down to go and like stare at the menu at least.
You can just watch me eat it.
I'm down. Do you want to eat inside?
I'm not I don't know.
Wait,
Yeah, I don't know.
why not?
I don't know.
You want the full experience, don't you?
Of Arby's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just trying to get me to not eat in your car?
No, you can eat my car. I don't give a shit if you want
It's
to
a
eat my
new car,
car.
man.
Make it so
I just
messy.
wasn't sure if you want to have the
Get that
The
cheese
full
everywhere.
experience.
experience.
It's either, beef and cheddar or go like to Skokie and scoop up a bloomin' onion.
Oh, that sounds good. I got to coordinate with Shep to get fucking Adrian's jacket that he took.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, Shep, our buddy from work, fucking
Stole Adrian's jacket?
Took Adrian. He was drunk and he took Adrian's jacket.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Adrian has his right now.
Oh, at least it was a fair trade, I guess.
Yeah. No, it wasn't, because
No,
Adrian
Adrian
says
got
his
the
jacket is
short end of the
bullshit.
stick.
Yeah. He was like, Adrian was like
jacket is
shaking last night. He was so cold.
bullshit.
Yeah. I'm actually going to let him know now and just see where he's at so I could like
Coordinate some sort of drop off, if
Yeah.
you will.
With Shep.
Yeah.
And it'll be documented, so when he doesn't show up, you can be like, I have proof.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for
I
having
wanted
me.
to talk more about that show last night, man.
You
It was
did?
good. Yeah. But
What do you want to talk about?
How awesome it was. All the bands did.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean,
Talk more shit about Nick and his slow ass fucking setup. It was funny. Leading up to it, we were talking about that band Misanthropy, which was kind of, to me, the one band that is like the odd one on it, just because I don't know those guys, like personally at all.
I feel like a lot of people didn't know them as much.
No, but we've done shows with them before, and it's funny because when the name got brought up, I was like, I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah.
And then leading up to it, did a little homework, and I was like, oh, now I remember who these guys are, and they're awesome. They were a great band.
Yeah, they were really cool.
You know what I thought was bizarre about them, and this is not about their songwriting or anything.
Uh-huh.
They didn't have amps. They had the gear, or the
They did
gig
the
board.
DI.
Yeah, the head rush shit.
And then
What did you think of that?
drummer, no triggers on the drums.
Yeah.
And I thought, and I was like, well, I feel like that's opposite for what I'm used to seeing.
Right.
Like a death
Yeah.
band. No, like I liked what I heard. I thought their drummer was super sick.
Drummer
He
is
is
great,
good.
And
but I do wish he had triggers though.
that didn't bother me because I thought he was loud. Even though he was fast, I still thought, I thought his kick work was great. And
See, I had a hard time. Like, that mix was weird last night. It was real muddy.
see, I thought their guitars were muddy as shit. And
Yeah, I
would've-
couldn't.
Yeah.
I could not make out what they were doing in like the lower register.
Right.
When they started doing the higher stuff, I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
cool." And I was like, maybe the sound guy will figure this out, or nope, he didn't. Like,
I feel like he didn't have enough bands of EQ to really like sculpt out. the
Yeah,
tone.
I
It
think
that was the
something that
issue.
They need to do, between their guitar and the PA system.
yeah, not that I'm knocking them for not using my cabs, but I think like they would have benefited a lot better had they used cabs in general. I think that would have helped a lot.
I feel that way about any bands that go like direct out. I mean, it's just like if you're seeing
especially
them,
in that room.
yeah, in
you
a room
know,
like
it's a
that
small
where you're
room.
up against the stage, it's like, I mean, I've seen bands before that didn't. I mean, I remember when Rivers wasn't using cabs for a
Right.
minute, and like I saw him at Reggie's, and I was like side stage, and I'm like, man, I really can't hear anything.
It's a bummer side stage with bands like that for sure.
Yeah, so it's cool to have the
Yeah,
have
that was
the
the,
actual
that was the only
cabs.
misstep in the night. Was like I just thought their mix was rough because of a few factors involved. But all in all, they were a great band. Like,
Yeah.
they're phenomenal. Like
I'm not talking
Yeah.
down on anything.
No,
About
not at
them.
all.
It was just I wish
I
the
think this-
tone would have been a little bit better on the
The
Yeah,
slam
and I-
shit they were doing was sick, dude.
the one thing they like bummed me out. There was like feedback in the beginning that just and like I remember like Nate was just like, dude. I'm like, yeah, I hear Nate. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. There's only 4 mics set up right now. I don't know what the fuck is going on that he can't figure that out.
Yeah. It was just under everything. And it was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I was like, dude, I was like, how is he not hearing this? Like, come on, man. But it is what it is, and whatever. And yeah, and then Baron Air came on. That was fucking crushed it. Like, those dudes
Yeah.
rule. They're
Yeah.
so good. Although, fuck you, Dave, for not using one of my cabs, you motherfucker.
Yeah, he brought his
See how it
own. He
is.
was like, dude, I didn't know. And I was like, what? Like, yeah. And he was like,
Felt like I got
should I use
betrayed.
it? And I was like, do whatever you want. He was like, okay.
I felt betrayed by him.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Well, you should tell him that he's upstairs.
We're gonna tell him next week he's gonna be on the show.
Is he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We scheduled it with him?
Yeah, I talked to him about it last night.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
He's
Fuck
due.
yeah.
He's not. His schedule's gotten.
Oh, you know
more
what? I
lax,
need to ask
so-
you about. God, I kept forgetting. Are you still going to come with me to Tyson's thing next Friday?
What's the date? The 19th.
No, it's like the 13th.
It is the 13th.
Maybe we'll see because I have a show on the 14th.
Oh, okay.
In Wisconsin. So if we are going to rehearse the night before, unfortunately it's like pretty important that I do that, especially with something is waiting right now, given the setup. So it's like it's as many practices as I can get in. I try to.
Yeah.
So it's been unfortunate. So I've had to drop a lot of other.
Are you
things
doing
because of
that
it.
for sure, or do you not know yet?
I don't know. I gotta
Okay.
find out from Gabe and find out if we can or can't.
All right, well, let me know, man.
Which would be a bummer because I'd hate to miss Tyson's
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, and the other thing about Thieves that was funny, and like even Franco called me out on it, was like, he's like, you look like you're having the time of your life. Because the whole time I was smiling. I was like, this band just fucking rules. Like I was just so
Thieves?
I probably look like
Oh,
a
yeah.
fucking idiot because they're so aggressive and heavy. That's not the music you probably should be smiling to, right? You should be smashing the head of the person next to you, I would assume. But no, I was an idiot standing up front just smiling because I was like, this band is so fucking
Fucking
good.
good.
Yeah. I wanted to post something on Facebook that just said, Thieves is better than any band you've ever heard or will ever hear.
Yeah.
I was like, I probably shouldn't do that. I probably need other people. So I'll say it on my show
you came
instead.
up to me and you were like, why don't you tell me how sick this band was? I'm like, yeah, I definitely did tell you.
Maybe. We'll see.
Dude, they're so fucking dope.
They're
Like,
so
that band
fucking
rules.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I found out they recorded Bricktop, and I got real bummed out. I was like, why don't you need an engineer right now? But whatever. No, they were fucking fantastic.
Does Pete track them too?
No, that's Andy usually.
Andy? Okay.
Yeah.
Who was in Weekend Nachos, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
you know
his
that
claim to
band?
fame.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's like his shit, I guess. But
I think, or maybe does Pete do?
with
I don't
Thieves-
know, because Bovice, which is Adam the drummer's other project, Andy did that for sure. Now I don't know. Fuck, I'm not sure, to be honest. It might have been Pete.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know at all.
Have to ask him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And you guys did a great job setting up. Didn't take fucking forever.
It didn't. I felt like it did.
Did it?
Yeah, the dude was like, the sound guy was like, oh, we're only running like 20 minutes behind. And I'm like, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
man.
not
well,
your fault.
Too bad.
Somebody else's fault.
Yeah, I'm like,
Nick,
what are you going to do? Tell me.
I'm never gonna like stop calling him off. Man, I
Have
couldn't
you
believe
told
that.
him? Did you say anything to him?
I didn't want to ruin his night.
Will you say something to him next time you see him?
When am I gonna see him?
I don't know.
What
the
band
next,
is Nick in?
Baron Air, he's the
Oh,
drummer.
Yeah.
And he was taking us. Yeah, I was kind of like wondering because I remember because I was like, all right, when Nick brings his kit out of this room, then I'll start setting up because we'll have a little bit more room.
Right.
And
It just
I
all
set up
the
like my
stuff sold the
basics.
shit.
No, and I was like, what? And I was like, oh, they haven't started yet. I was like, I feel like I've been back here for a minute. Then I looked and I was like, oh, he's like setting shit up now. I mean, he had like his cymbal stands up, but not all ready to go, which is,
They were in
I
a
don't
fucking
know.
pile when I saw him. Pretty sure.
Well, I helped him bring shit up to the
Okay.
stage, and they were like, the bases were set up at least, but yeah. I mean, he's got like, ideally, if Nick was a touring musician, he's got like a sick setup because he's got that rug with all the markers on it. So
Oh,
he should
yeah.
just like put that rug down and then you could set up accordingly. And it's like, that's what Spencer from Inferi did in Canada, like every day. And he was like killing it with that. And that's like one thing I guess I should probably even do, but
Oh, you don't mark up your rug?
no, I don't even bring a rug with us.
Ballsy.
Yeah, it is ballsy. But I've always lucked out. So
Ugh.
yeah, I've never had any issues with it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just use, I used to just use Spencer from Inferi's rug. He just wanted to put it down. He's like, yeah, just put it down now so we don't have to worry about it. I'm like, yeah, if you don't give a shit,
That's
like,
fair.
I am down.
Just vacuum it for him at the end of the tour.
Yeah.
Get all the shavings off.
Yeah, the show was sick, man. The turnout was good. We did really good in merch.
Turnout was crazy. Like I remember
yeah.
like talking to a few people. I was like, man, there's a lot of faces in here that
Yeah, it
I
was
don't
about-
recognize. This is the coolest thing ever.
I know. That was the whole thing with me. We had about, I think, 60 people, around
That's
60
awesome.
people, like all up there. Yeah, it was
That's so
crazy.
cool.
Yeah. Very, very
That
fucking
was the
cool.
thing that cracked me up was when I walked in, the fucking door guy was like, who are you here to see? And I was like, I guess like all of them really. He goes, well, you got to pick one. And I was like, I know all the bands. Like, I don't know. And he was like, well, if you don't pick one, I'll pick one for you. And I was like, all right, go for it. And he's like, that's how we decide like who gets something. And I was like, really?
It's not how
Like,
they decide who gets something. It was our call.
what a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that shit so much when they ask you that.
I
Who
don't
are you
know
here
why
to
he
see?
said that.
I'm like, literally all of them. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
That's
I like all
weird.
these bands.
No, we were in charge of the split
Okay,
of
then
all the
good.
money at the end of the night. So we did it. We got to pay all the bands like a decent amount.
Made some good money?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good.
we
Fuck
made some really good money. I was
I hope you
probably the
gave,
best money I've ever
Franco
made at
nothing.
Reggie's. No, we paid all the bands. Like
Yeah, no, for sure.
we paid all the bands. Max did the whole thing because he's good at math.
He's an
and
adult.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So
He's the numbers guy.
You work on an accounts team.
I know, man. But I just don't. Yeah, but I mean, Towns accounts is like.
A little bit easier.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, I'm not really doing much accounting. Yeah.
This is true. This is true.
But yeah, it's yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It felt good to be able to pay everybody too. And a bunch of people bought merch and shit, which was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Credit card sales and just cash sales. So it was good. It was like a huge pick me up.
Shane pretty happy with that turnout and everything.
Yeah, Shane was the dude. I love that guy, man. He's the shit. And he was just so cool about it. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, he came up to me like after the show was done and he was like, dude, he was like, Forever Death Fest, 25 people showed up.
I can't believe it did that bad.
Wow. Yeah,
That's
especially with
very
Broken Hope
surprising.
headlining that day. I was like, wow, really? Like, and they don't like play here all the time, you know?
No, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
They don't. So
On
I'm
a
like,
fucking Friday. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
yeah, it is crazy. Like, I don't know.
I was half expecting the Macabre guys to just show up to the Reggie show.
I wish they fucking would,
That would've
man.
been
Me
so
and Marv
cool.
were like talking about it. He was like, yeah, maybe if we can, we'll like come out. But it was at B Kitchen, so they were like so fucking far. You know, that's like the exact opposite side of the
yeah.
city.
Bummer.
You would love the Macabre dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome,
they're the
awesome guys.
shit.
Why?
Because they're
Just
fucking just
super
cool
nice,
ass dudes. They're
down-to-earth
funny
dudes,
as
yeah.
hell. Like,
Okay.
yeah,
And
they're
phenomenal
just, like,
musicians, too. Man.
yeah.
Like, they're really good.
Oh yeah.
They're really good musicians. They're cool. They got like a rock and roll vibe to them, which is cool. Like they're like a thrashy death metal with like cool rock parts band.
And this is Macabre.
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 Yeah, Macabre.
Macabre.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I asked
old
Marv
Green Bay,
what their band name meant. He's like, I don't know. It's just getting drunk, dude. Like, it's just the dude that gets
Last
drunk,
guy
dude.
you should ask that.
Yeah. He's like, he's just an idiot that gets drunk, dude. I love Marv. It would have been so sick to see them last night, just
I
to
was,
hang with those
half
guys.
expecting it. Like,
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Would
that
have
would
been the cherry on top of the night.
Oh
for sure.
yeah, I would have been like, fuck, dude. I wish like I don't know. I would like to have them out here, but I know. So Forever Death Fest, whoever the dude that sets that up, he's got like a connection with Prosthetic Records because like they sign all those bands from here. So if you pay attention a little bit more closely, like last year, the first inaugural Forever Death Fest, like. One of the days was literally a Prosthetic Records
Prosthetic
showcase,
showcase?
and it was
Yeah, yeah.
all Prosthetic Records bands. So it's like Broken Hope's on Century Media, but like Macabre's on Prosthetic. I think a couple of the other bands he has on were on Prosthetic. So I'm just like, oh well,
Well, there you go.
yeah. So, but it was just I don't know. It's cool that like because Shane was like I saw him on Thursday at the Cattle Show because that was his show, and he
Oh,
was just
really?
like, yeah, he was telling me
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys
sure.
have you guys have about. He's like over 20 pre-sales sold. He was like, for a show at the Joint. He's like,
Joint,
yeah. He told me
yeah.
he's like, dude, nobody ever buys tickets for a show at the Joint.
No,
he was
it's
like,
almost always
especially for all
walk-ins.
local Chicago bands. He was like, that's some pretty good shit. So, yeah, it felt really good. And I texted our booking agent this morning. He's like, how'd it do? Because like we got offered the Forever Death Fest and said no to it, and he's like, how did it end up going? I was like, dude, I told him, and he was like, wow. He's like, well, really glad we didn't go down that road. I was like, yeah, me too. Like,
Good call.
yeah. He was like, that's awesome. So, yeah,
Nice.
it was cool.
So what's the next Warford show?
Well, I think I could plug it now. Yeah, because this won't air until next Saturday or next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be announced, I believe, this week. But we're going to be opening for Exist, Replicier, and Monotheist in the Joint in
Oh, cool.
February.
Nice,
So
nice.
we're going to be doing that show. Yeah, we're going to be doing that. They're all buddies of ours. I don't know Monotheist, but Replicier and Exist are buddies of ours. So
Cool.
it'll be a big prog
Does that one
metal
dude still play
show.
guitar for Replicier that did the solo, the solo on?
Yeah,
Yes.
Pohawk. Yeah, he does. Yeah. He's an incredible guitar player.
That kid is too fucking
Yeah,
good.
awesome dude.
Insanely
Yeah, they're all like,
talented.
he's like a Berkeley dude, so he like rips.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy though. Yeah, we'll be doing that. I think it's getting announced. Shane told me he would probably announce it next week. He just wanted to wait until
after this.
yeah,
That
for it
makes
to be
sense.
over with. So and I was like, yeah, that's
Fair
go
enough.
ahead. But
Cool.
yeah, that's it as far as shows. We're taking a little bit of break from that, so to do other things. And,
No tours, no work yet.
yeah, there's tours
Some
in the
stuff.
work for next year.
Okay,
So
cool.
like springtime stuff. I can't say anything yet because
No,
we don't
yeah,
have anything confirmed yet. But
They're the supporting act for Ghost.
Oh, okay, cool.
I would love to do that shit.
That'd be
man.
so much money.
Yeah, you play arenas basically. Fuck, dude.
You make a couple.
We're
bucks
kind
on
of
them.
creepy like them. We just don't have the appeal like they do at all.
I think there'd be a little bit of crossover there.
Maybe a slight,
I think so.
slight bit of
Yeah,
crossover.
this is creepy.
Yeah. Very creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be.
It's funny. He broke that string last night, and Frank was like, "Looks like it's something I got to work on." And I was like, "Well, if he changes strings more than once a year, this would be an issue."
Yeah.
How old are those strings on there? Do you know?
I don't think that old. He changed
really?
them. Yeah, he changed them before we went. I think he usually does it. He changes them out, and we get the hookup on strings. So like,
Oh, nice.
yeah. I mean, working at Zounds, yeah.
That's true.
So he changes them out. I think before every tour or something like that. So I don't know though when the last. I think he did. I think I remember him doing it right before we left for the October tour. So it's like those are how old they are. So not that old.
How often do you change your heads?
Not a lot, as much as I should. I've been trying to do it before every tour, but the last time I did it was like, I've had these heads since July. So it's been a while. I should change them out. They need to be changed out for sure.
You definitely do.
Yeah. So I will before whenever the next tour is. Well, actually, I will be doing it soon. So yeah. I will be doing it soon. I just never change my fucking kick drum head because I don't need it, It's just like, it's fine.
Do you really use that?
My kick head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I use it. I just tighten the shit out of it. I crank the fuck out of it. And I'm just like, trigger works. Good. Hell yeah.
It's making noise, right?
Yeah, it's working. But yeah, I do need to swap out some heads. It's just like, it's hard because it was funny was I was talking to Matt from Immortal Bird, the drummer on Thursday, and he was like, yeah, I just like changed all my heads before the show. And like, when you change your heads, like, they loosen up after a little bit because they tight and then they get like, they breathe a little more.
Just like strings,
so you don't get enough like of a rebound out of them right away. So I could tell he was like grinding his blast and he was like, yeah, dude, I just swapped out my heads. And I was like,
probably working his ass off.
Because I like before the tours that we did, I would usually do it like a week beforehand. So
break
they
it
had
a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, but everybody does their own thing with that shit. And but I definitely need to get new heads. Like absolutely need to get new heads. So
My tom heads have been on for 3 years now.
damn, really?
Oh, wait, really?
I changed them right after I moved here, so just shy of 3 years.
Wow. What size or what size sticks are you using?
I float back and forth between 5A and 5B.
Damn. With a 5B, you could really do some damage to those heads too, man. You got some dents in there, I'm sure. Mine have dents. Yeah. My heads are like dead too. Like last night, they just sounded like gung.
I just assumed it was the engineer's problem.
No.
So it was your fault.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's my fucking fault. I think they sound all right. They sound okay. Like it's not horrible. I like my snare.
And they make some
I
sound.
needed to like tighten up my snare a little bit, but I didn't have a drum key on me last night, which was rookie mistake number 1 billion.
Come on, man. You tour. You're better than that.
Yeah, I know. I have them all. Like in my tour, I bring like 3 on tour, but didn't have any for this show.
Dude, I carry a ratcheting one.
Oh,
Yeah,
those
I
fucking
want
things?
one, dude. Is it
That's
cool?
awesome.
It's very awesome.
Yeah, I need one of those.
I think I stole it from a Guitar Center in Philadelphia on tour.
That's cool. Hell yeah.
Even better. I like
I would
it.
do
That
that.
thing's fucking great. Especially
Yeah.
because, like, with my snare, I just fucking crank my snare.
Me too.
And so it's like,
Yeah.
all right, next one, let's go. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's fucking great.
Can you adjust the tension so that way you can like tune it?
No,
specific-
not the
okay.
one that I have. I think there are some like that.
There might
gotta
be,
be,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
where it stops when it reaches whatever
A certain-
optimal turn.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Not this one. This one's literally just like a
ratchet.
fucking- a ratchet that has a
The bit on there for
yeah,
it.
and it's
That's cool.
It's fucking great. I do
Yeah, I want one like that. It'd just be so much more convenient and easier. But
Just get a drill and then
Such is
just
life.
go until the fucking thing blows up.
I've cranked my head so tight that it's broken like the brackets that
Broke the
hold.
lug on it?
Yeah, I've broken the
Oh,
lugs on my snare before.
Jeez,
Yeah.
Yeah, you crank the
I
shit
replaced
out of that
them, but
thing,
yeah,
huh?
I do crank the fuck out of it because that's how you get it to cut through. That's why people come up to me and they're like, "Yo, your snare sounds like a metal snare." I'm like, "It's not. It's wood."
So just get a metal snare and that way you don't have to worry about breaking lugs.
I would like a metal snare. I'd fuck with a metal snare. I'd take that Lars Ulrich snare, like
Get
for
one.
real. No,
Get the Vinnie Paul one.
that's not a metal snare though. I don't think.
No.
Is it?
But it's
No.
a 6 snare and Joe had one.
It is
Still
snare.
has one.
Yeah, but he's got like the wood rims on it.
Yeah, he replaced them.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Why didn't you ask him when you saw him?
Wasn't even thinking about it, to be honest.
Should be thinking about that all the time.
Joe Snare.
All the time.
Yeah.
Before you go to bed, make sure you think about it.
You know why? Because that day was fucking like a mess, man. That show in Portland was a huge mess. Yeah, it was like at a VFW hall, and like we were in Portland. All the bands were late. We had to have the show. The show's supposed to start at like 7:30 and be done at 10 on the dot because of a noise curfew. Oof. And there was like 5 bands. Yeah, so it was a fucking mess. It was a cool show. There was actually a bunch of people that came out to it. It was fun, but it didn't sound good because it was in a fucking we had to get a different promoter to. It was this whole mess. I don't even know how it all went because wasn't like.
Hey, at least it happened.
Yeah, it did happen. It did happen. It was cool. And Portland's the shit. I liked it a lot. I thought it was a really cool spot. Man, yawning into the mic again.
Somebody's gonna yell at you, or somebody's gonna yell at me to yell at you.
Yeah, but nobody tells. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out, man.
Well,
I don't want to spill the beans.
I just had to yawn too because of your yawn.
So. Well, yawn as much as you need. Yeah, we should probably get wrapping up.
That's fine. So yeah, anything you want to plug?
No.
We usually do plugs at the end of the show.
I've got a website, SeanKMDaily.com. It's SEAN.
Is the KM
way.
Kenneth Michael?
That's right, Sean Kenneth Michael Daily. That's
it's me. Not Killer Mike.
It used to be, but
Sean
I
Killer
legally
Mike.
changed it to Kenneth Michael.
Okay,
fair enough.
So yeah, check out Frequencies on Bandcamp or Spotify. Frequent C's, so a little wordplay there. Got that new record out, Chapter 2. Yeah, I don't know. That's about it, really. Honestly,
hell yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
dope.
Also, let me plug. I plug The Mandalorian and Disney Plus.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, let's do that.
You watch it?
Hell yeah,
you fucking watch
Star Wars.
Did you watch Chapter 5?
Yes, I watched it right before the show.
No, I just cut out.
You broke it.
I got up this morning, still drunk from last night, and was like, "Oh, the fucking episode is on. Let me do this." No, but yeah, that's it. Just you don't even have to go to my website. Who gives a shit?
Just check out the
Just
Mandalorian.
call me. Just hit me up on Facebook.
On your old Facebook.
Do you guys have any shows coming up?
Not at the moment. No.
Okay.
We're working on. We've got a whole slew of new songs, so we're
cool.
Like that. And there's allegedly going to be 2 splits. I think there's really only going to be 1. So we got to hammer some stuff out and then get that all tracked. And that's we're going to spend the most of a lot of December tracking those 3 tracks.
Dope.
Those 3 songs.
Hell yeah.
That'll I don't know when that's coming out or anything. But,
Okay.
But yeah.
Nice.
Well, sweet, man.
Well, dude, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of
thank
course,
you
dude. Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I didn't really say much. I'm over here just being sleepy, baby, and you know.
It's okay, man. Dude, I think we're all sleepy, man.
Coffee like an idiot.
It's all right. We're all sleeping here, dude. I'm fucking exhausted right now. Like I wanted to do something, and I'm just like, man, I think I'm just gonna go home and die.
I'm surprised you wanted to do this today and not Sunday. Just because the show.
I can't tomorrow.
No.
Yeah, we're doing the Warford Christmas card picture, and I have to go see my family on the burbs. So
have to.
Yeah, we have plans. No, they bought tickets to the Morton Arboretum like light show thing, and they want to go. So I'm like, yeah, cool. All right.
Get to see the statues that are there. What are they?
The monster troll statues. Yeah.
Wait, where is this?
Morton Arboretum.
Yeah,
in Lyle, Illinois, off of 88.
Yeah, never heard of that.
Dude,
pretty
it's
cool.
The sickest. It's like this awesome nature preserve. It's so dope. Huh. It's like one of my favorite places. It is the shit.
It's cool.
And
I
it's
used
even
to have
cooler if you're high.
Weird.
So Lil J is going to be smoking a couple J's before I go there.
I had a second cousin that lived there because he was like one of the groundskeepers.
He lived at the Arboretum?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
There's like a house. There's a couple houses like on that property.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it. I just don't know where they're at.
Kind of like off the beaten path because obviously they want people going into your house. And
How do you like the house?
Like, oh yeah, there's a house.
Do you like
in there.
the house?
I think so. It was so long ago. It was a long time ago. So we used to go a lot just because like.
Did he have a 4K TV?
This is pre-flat screens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he have an HD DVD player? You guys remember that?
Yeah,
VHS.
There's Blu-ray and HD DVD.
And you know why HD didn't flourish like Blu-ray?
Why?
Because the porn industry didn't pick it up.
Yeah.
Really?
Which is a large factor in most formats, which is why was it was VHS and Betamax, and Betamax didn't have
I
porn.
remember Betamax.
VHS did.
Also, I would like to throw in that Rick Ross threw in his chips into the wrong pile on that, and right in the middle of his chest, he has the HD DVD logo.
Fuck
A tattoo?
off! Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I've seen it before. Yeah.
Why?
He doesn't talk about it in his autobiography. But
That's the one thing he doesn't talk about. Yeah, he probably should never talk about.
I remember him being on the cover of XXL right after HD bit the dust. And he's just sitting there with no shirt on, and that it's right dead center. And I was like, oh, should have had some foresight.
I need to hear the story behind that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's fucking. I mean, even if you get the Blu-ray one, like that still makes no sense. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why would you love a format that much that you want?
I don't know.
I'm gonna get the VHS logo on me somewhere. If anybody wants to get a part of the shared leg tattoo and you want to get the VHS symbol with me, let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Ed, if you're listening, we're coming for you. We're gonna get a VHS symbol, man. It'll be great.
Yeah.
I don't really want to do that. Maybe. I don't know.
Disc. Get the laser disc.
Ooh,
logo.
I never had Laserdisc, but I would.
didn't either.
I
I was
would.
too
I would.
poor.
Yeah. I remember when I finally saw one, which was well after Laserdisc came out. A friend of mine, of all the people that had it, she was the last person you expect to, and she was like, "We're gonna watch this on Laserdisc." I was like, "You have Laserdisc? Like, what the fuck?" I was like, "You don't even have a DVD player. Like, what the fuck are you doing with Laserdisc?" She's like, "I don't know. We got these things. Like, this is awesome.
Found it at a yard sale.
Like, holy
yeah.
shit."
There you go.
So you want to get a VHS tattoo with me? Huh?
Yeah, I'll get a
That'd be the
Laserdisc
first one.
tattoo with Max. He collects Laserdiscs.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Mini
got a
disc one, eh?
shitload. Mini
Yeah,
disc?
Max's mini
Mini
disc.
disc. They were like it was like right after CD. It was 3 inches, and it was
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
3-inch CD.
I have
in
a couple.
case.
In a little square case,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I remember those. That was supposed to be another. Then MP3 players came out and killed it.
Yeah,
Right.
Sony put that out. And they gave it was the first. It was like it was either Rolling Stones or Aerosmith had the first. Maybe it was Rolling Stones, Aerosmith, or U2. I can't remember. They had the first thing on that. It was like the late 90s. They had like the first record on that or some shit.
On mini
And-
disc?
Yeah, and it was like it came with every unit that they sold. Not
Oh, that's hysterical.
mini disc. Yeah, it came with every unit, so it
So you
sold
bought- you
really
got the-
fucking well.
Oh.
And I think they're trying to entice people.
Right.
But it's like, hey, this player is $500. Here's this fucking free record.
It's like a CD, but shittier.
Was it called mini disc? Is that
Yeah,
what it
there-
was?
there
So
are
the
mini
mini
discs,
discs.
yeah.
And like
I can't remember what I
It
said.
almost looked
now.
like a
Sounds
Nintendo
weird.
Game Boy cartridge. Like
Yeah, just like a little
Yeah.
square CD stays in there.
I remember that was a fucking
Oh, the
flash
square
in the pan.
one?
Yeah.
Okay, because they made
Remember?
actual mini CDs
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
We did those a couple of times because there was a 3-inch just round one, and then
Yep.
you could do a business card one that was flat on the top sides, and we used to do those too.
Hugh
for-
Krups had one of those.
Dude.
Yeah.
It was a fucking American Express card.
Sick.
It was fucking awesome.
In Flames had one. Max has it for the Black Ash Inheritance CP. It's like the Jester
nice.
head on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I had a Demon Wargear one at one point too. It had some weird
shit.
like skull shape or some shit.
The first Daughters album is so short that
Dude.
it's a full disc, but it's a little one in the middle.
Oh yeah.
And it sucks because it doesn't play in my car.
Oh yeah. You have to have like the
The
The actual tray.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fucking bummer.
There was a band, a Christian hardcore band called Pink Daffodils, and they had a regular CD, but it was the 3-inch CD sort of thing in the middle, and the rest of it was clear acrylic.
Oh, cool.
And it was very
Ah,
cool
that
looking
is
fucking
cool.
record. I could never find out how. to
I've
get
seen
that,
other
but
bands do that
that's
too,
very
awesome.
but that is cool.
Yeah, and it was printed on the whole thing instead of just the middle or whatever.
Yeah,
Right,
Very,
yeah.
very fucking cool.
That is dope.
But all right, dudes, thanks.
Any other dead formats we want to talk about? before we head out?
That was an extended
Data
that was an
tapes.
Bonus
We did,
section for everybody. Cool. Yes, thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming to the show, man. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Anytime.
Fuck
I'll
yeah.
be back next weekend.
Cool.
All right, great, perfect.
For round 2.
Hell yeah.
Yes. All right. Cool. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, man.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it and watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye. Hey everybody, thanks for watching and or listening. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to Nothing's for No One podcast. We appreciate it. Peace out. Don't put peace out in there.
Oh, it's too bad we don't edit the ending.
Bucko. JK.
Perfect.
There you go.